Let's see if okay, well, that could be positive. I don't know. I don't know what any of this means. Oh, I can see messages coming into my chat, but it doesn't look live. Honestly, don't know where this has gone live. It hasn't gone live where I expected it to go live at all.
I want to move.
Oh. Oh, what? Oh goodness. Okay, it's gone live somewhere completely different. Man, I am literally I'm the worst. I'm the worst at doing YouTube related things. Can I create a thumbnail for this? All right, okay. Oh goodness me. Upload thumbnail. Cool. Okay. Hermitcraft live. Boom. None of these have ever gone smooth, have they? None of them have ever gone smooth. Either way, I think we could be live. Jeez, I can see a lot of messages. I can see a lot of messages going through. I don't know what's going on. Alright, I don't know. Okay, cool. It looks like things have updated. This should now have a thumbnail and everything like that. As I say, you know, I am not a professional streamer. I have not done this since I mean, it's been, I think the last stream that I did was in November. So seriously, it's been a while. It's been a while, but anyway, I'm here. We're going to be doing some live streaming today. I'm going to try my best to just do some concrete gathering, basically. Let me see if this video is actually working or not. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Okay, that's good. Oh my goodness, there's 30,000 people. Are you joking me? So there's 30,000 people watching me fumble my way through setting up a live stream. That's the most hilarious thing in the world. Well, hello, all of you. 31,000 people in my office, in my room. That's crazy. That's by far the most people I've ever had watching me all at once, at least on a live stream. So this is terrifying, especially because I haven't done it for so long. But yeah, haven't streamed since November. Fancy doing a stream today because, as you've seen on Twitter, I've literally been bumbling around the house for like the past 3 to 4 days, just not really knowing what's going on. Like you know, I've tried my best. I've tried my best to come up with ideas. I've had it really in my head. I wanted to work on a redstone video so badly, and then I came up with all these ideas for redstone. I came up with all these ideas for redstone videos that just didn't go anywhere. None of them worked, and it left me feeling a little bit lost. And it made me feel like I wanted to do something that I haven't done for a while. Live streaming was it. So here I am. It's good to have you all here. It's definitely nerve-wracking live streaming to this many people, that's for sure, especially when literally, like, the clue is in the title. Okay, the clue is in the title, right? We're going to be doing concrete making. Okay, so if you're expecting some kind of amazing dramatic live stream type thing, then unlikely. It's going to be a chilled one. We're going to be chilling out, and yeah, we're going to be just going to be chatting some things through. Where on earth am I flying to? Where on earth am I going? So yeah, it's just going to be a chilled one. We're just going to be chilling. I have like a couple hours to kill, and I imagine it's going to take at least a handful of hours to gather up all of the concrete and things that I need, because, you know, these are looking good. These pillar things, I've lost my words because I'm so scared. I'm genuinely terrified because there are 40,000 people watching me right now. This is unprecedented numbers for me. It's way more than I ever expected to get. Goodness gracious. It's impossible to keep up with the chat. I'm not even going to try I'm gonna look for messages, but I mean, it's not going to happen. And I want to give a huge shout out to my moderator team who are trying to keep a cap on this mayhem that is happening in the chat. Well, I was trying to sort some things out with them before the live stream started because, as I say, it's been a while. So some of the things just hadn't been updated in ages. Some of we had some new moderators that weren't added into the moderation list, and they expressed that they're a little bit nervous about today. Rightly so. I don't think any of us were expecting this many people. So yeah, I'm going to see what they're saying. So far, no major signs of panic, but a big shout out to them. Thank you for just trying to keep a lid on what's happening in the chat. Anyway, we're going to have to gather up some concrete in today's live stream. That's kind of the goal here, is literally to gather up concrete, because I have started a mega base, an absolutely enormous, massive, gigantic, stupid base. It's a silly thing. 36 hours of progress, well, more than that, to be honest with you. But in the previous episode that I actually worked on this base, 36 hours went into just building up these outlines right here. And they're like the smallest element. You know, we still have so much to fill in. Like, look how much concrete. I think it's around about 6,000 or 7,000 white concrete and iron that goes into each one of these, and we have 7 left. So how much is that? That's like 50,000. It's 50,000. That's so daft. And that, coupled with the fact that each one of these is around about 4,000 grey concrete. I mean, we're looking at around about 100,000 blocks placed here just for these outside pillars. And you have to remember that I still have so many plans for this place. I think, so originally when I started up this base, I was going to have an octagon here, and then I was going to have a gap, and then another octagon here, and then this gap was going to go all the way down to bedrock. I'm still kind of considering that, because I think that would look crazy if we had a base that goes to the top and to the bottom. A full 256 block high base. That would be completely wild. Still kind of toying with the idea. I don't know. I think for now I'm just going to focus on getting these towers done, and then maybe the central tower, and then I'll start working out stuff around the outskirts. But as I say, today is all about just gathering up resources. So you can see I've got shovels by the plenty. Right, I've got 4 shovels. I am kitted out. I have got shovels akimbo in the hands and shovels akimbo in the feet. 4 shovels all at once. All right, we're going to be flying. I've also brought with me 6 shulker boxes, which I know isn't really that many. All right, I'm going to be honest. I could definitely do with a few more shulker boxes, but that's as many as I've got. So we're going to have to do 2 trips, because I think I need 12 shulker boxes of each thing. So we'll see what happens there. We've surpassed 50,000 viewers. The world's gone mad. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the plan. I can't believe that there's 50,000 people watching me. If I had known there was going to be 50,000 people watching, I'd maybe do something a little bit more exciting. It's so silly. And people asking for slow mode. Unfortunately, with 50,000 people, the slow mode is on. All right, slow mode is on. Okay, but there's 50,000 people here. So that means that if 50,000 people can write a message every minute, that means there's still going to be 50,000 messages a minute. Okay? All right. Now that that's all cleared up, let's... what should we do first? Sand or gravel? Sand or gravel? What we thinking? What we thinking? Honestly, I don't know. Sand, I guess. In fact, actually, where is the mining desert? I forgot. I'm fairly certain it's for... I think it's... yeah, it's Scout. That's very true. There is a portal in the nether. I think it is minus... I think it's 70 minus 70. I'm almost certain it's 70 minus 70. Sand. Everyone's saying sand. Alright, fine. That's cool. That's the easier one for me to get lots of, because it's a little bit more local. Hey, bud. Alright, this is cool. I don't even think Grian knows where he's going. He's like, Grian, in typical Grian fashion, is like, I'll show you, and then he himself will get us both lost. Almost definitely. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, it's right here. It's not right here. No, it's slightly further along. I got this. Yeah, because I had to go back and forth from here when I was doing the mining maze and things like that, when I was gathering up all of the hardened concrete and things. Well, I gathered up... No, not hardened concrete. Hardened concrete is what we want. What I gathered up was a ton of terracotta, gathered 3 double chests, and... I don't need any terracotta for my build. I don't know what on earth I was thinking. I honestly don't know what I was thinking. That was daft. I guess I wasn't thinking. That seems to be a fairly common thing that I do, is just not think, I just do. I completely forgot. I was so totally in the mode of like Sahara and the cyan concrete and all that sort of thing. I was so in that zone that I completely forgot that this build is actually making use of light grey concrete instead of the cyan terracotta, so we didn't actually need any of it. Anyway, let's chuck these little shulker boxes down. Hard to describe the location. Yeah. Bedrock to the left of bedrock, a little bit onto the right of more bedrock, southeast of some bedrock. That would be the best way to describe it, I would say. Right, let's chuck some of this in here. Fantastic. I'm glad to see that the sun is going down the second I arrive. So I'm definitely just going to be completely swamped by all the mobs. And my bed. The one thing that I've forgotten, look at that. There's an empty space where my bed should be. Thankfully, people on the server have got it covered. Right, let's begin. The concrete, what have I called this? The concrete making marathon. This is it. This is going to be our lives for the next foreseeable future. Prepare yourselves. This is going to be it. It's going to be a whole lot of swinging. A whole lot of swinging of the shovel. I'm just going to gradually make my way, destroying the mining desert whilst chatting to you guys. Because, as I say, before 70,000 people joined... 70,000? There's 70,000 people in my room right now. That's so strange. Before 70,000 people joined, well, I was just going to have a chilled stream. Genuinely didn't know what I was expecting. Genuinely didn't think anything of me starting up a live stream today. Just kind of thought, oh, I'll do a live stream. Like, I kind of tweeted it out yesterday that I was considering it, and people seemed excited about it. Well, they seemed excited about it in the way that Twitter people do seem excited, in that I got a few GIFs. I actually got a GIF. Did I get a GIF of my face yesterday? I feel like I got a GIF of my face. To the person who sent me a GIF of my face saying yes from the Hermitcraft panel, I appreciate that. I didn't realise my face had been made into a GIF, but apparently it had. So I received GIFs, and I received some happy smileys and emojis and things like that. That's how Twitter responds to things. You put out a question and people respond with GIFs and emojis like clapping hands, thumbs up, laughing faces, eyeballs, and occasionally aubergines. You know, that's Twitter for you. It's honestly like hieroglyphs. It's a different language. You know, I can't remember the last time I actually received words in my Twitter responses. It's all that. Now, I want you guys to do something, and should I ask this with this many people watching? I mean, it's probably maybe not smart, but I do it every single time because I'm so useless at looking at my hotbar. Like, as soon as I get into the swing of doing this, I zone. Literally, my eyes go out of focus, and I live in like a beautiful dream world where everything is all soft. Okay? So that means that I don't really see the durability of my shovel go down. And that basically means that I tend to break a lot of shovels. So when it starts getting close, please, when it actually starts getting close, because whenever I ask this, people will be like, check your shovel, when it's like at this level of durability. That's not helpful. All right, but when it starts getting really low, I might be able to spot something. Who knows? I mean, as I say, I've got soft eyeballs at the minute. I'm out of focus. I'm chilling. We get it. Grian has a shop. Jeez. I have a shop as well. Everyone has a shop. Everyone's got a shop. Why is everyone advertising Grian's shop when everyone else has a shop? If you're going to advertise shops, how about this? Come up with other shops as well. And I do understand that Grian has a shop for like sand and gravel and things like that. I do I do understand that. Grian did actually offer to sell me some sand and gravel before this live stream started, but then I kindly informed him if I bought the sand and gravel off of you, then that would mean that I wouldn't have a live stream for today. Because my plan for today is just to gather ridiculous quantities of this stuff. Because here's the thing. I actually need... I think I need about 10 double chests. No, I might need more than that. I think I need 10 double chests of each. Yeah. No. I don't know. I don't know what... I don't know. I need a lot of each, alright? I need tons of each. So that is why... That's why I'm gathering it myself. Because literally I don't have enough diamonds. I couldn't pay someone enough diamonds to get that much stuff. It's like... How many diamonds do I have? Probably around about a stack. Do you fancy spending 5 hours of your time, maybe 6 hours of your time, to get a stack of diamonds? I don't know. I'd probably rather just go out mining, to be honest with you. I could get 3 or 4 stacks within an hour. I think I'm good. Cheers. Yes, there's 80,000 people watching now. I wonder if we could break 100,000 people watching. That would be like the craziest thing. I mean, like my previous record, I think, was around about 21,000. To be honest with you, I don't really pay attention to the numbers too much. You know, I start to get freaked out, as you can tell. But I accidentally opened up my live stream like on my screen because I don't tend to do it because genuinely I get freaked out. All right, I'm not the most, and I'm decently confident, but like the thought of this is Wembley Stadium. Oh my goodness, I've just freaked myself out. That's Wembley Stadium. Have you guys seen what Wembley Stadium looks like? I've been to Wembley Stadium. What on earth? I got tears in my eyes. I genuinely actually have tears in my eyes. That's been a big moment of realization to me because the reason why that's been a big moment of realization to me is that that's how I used to compare the size of my YouTube channel. Like when I was trying to quantify things, because you know it can be so difficult to quantify how big, how much of a number stuff is. You know, when people say, "Oh, there's 5 million people subscribed to you," you just go, "Oh, 5 million people, that's a lot of people." But when you actually try and visualize how many people 5 million actually is, like it really starts to go into your brain. So I start quantifying it in terms of stadiums. And I remember the first time I did this, I was actually at Wimbledon, which is the tennis. I was there with my mum and we were on centre court. And I was like, God, I was actually watching Andy Murray. And I was like, God, there's a lot of people here. This is a lot of people. And at the time I had, I think, 72,000 people subscribed to me on YouTube. And I remember looking at that and then going, wait, hang on. So this is 14,000 people. I have 72,000 people subscribed to me right now. That basically means that I have like 6 center courts that watch my Minecraft video. That's daft. That's crazy. And now the thought that things have scaled up, because then after that, you know, after a little while, center courts wasn't good enough for me. I started looking at other stadiums. Wembley was a stadium that actually got built when I was young. I remember it being renovated, and then when I was... for those of you who don't know, Wembley Stadium is like a multi-purpose, mainly used for football stadium in London, and I think it's one of our biggest stadiums. It's quite like a famous stadium anyway in the UK. It seats 80,000 people. It has like a massive arch over the top of it. You can see it from miles away. It's a really, really impressive place. It's super, super cool. And I remember when it was constructed, I remember I went to see England, like the juniors. I've never actually seen England, the real team, play there. I actually really don't care about football, to be honest with you. I'm not like a big football lover, but I do remember these moments. And yeah, it's a huge stadium. And I remember when I started getting into like the 100, 200,000 subscriber range, I remember thinking, God, I've got like 2 or 3 of those Wembley Stadium subscribed to me. Now I have a Wembley Stadium watching me right now. That was a really long-winded way. You know what this is? This is like, that's the weirdest flex ever. I got a Wembley Stadium watching me. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about the numbers of people watching because it doesn't make for the best content. It's just surreal to me that there's this many people taking an interest in what I'm up to, because I'm literally just mining sand. I'm just your average guy mining sand. That is all. Oh man, well there's people saying it's soccer. People are starting the argument down in the chat. I could have expected that. As soon as an English person says football, there has to be at least 10 people who will say otherwise. Yeah, I mean, what is, genuinely out of curiosity, what is the biggest stadium in the world? Because I would be interested to know. Because Wembley, as I say, is 80,000, I think. Are there any that seat over 100,000 people? That must be mad. Can you imagine being there? What that would sound like? That would be crazy. Yeah, what is the biggest stadium there? I think... Am I wrong in saying that one of the biggest ones is in Brazil? I feel like there's one in Brazil that has like 120,000. Or it might be Mexico. Man, I mean, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to read out the chat. I really am. But there's 89,000. In Dubai, 110,000. Barcelona, 90,000. Old Trafford definitely isn't the biggest. I know that one. 150,000. Like, literally, I'm reading this stuff and it's just going... Woof, it's going... Like, if the chat had sound effects, it would be going... Someone said 144,000. Ah, there you go. 114,000. Is it really in North Korea? If it is, that's super interesting. But that could be people taking the mick in the chat. There is a chance. There is a chance that I could be being had. I am quite gullible on these sorts of things. So yeah, who knows? I you know what? I don't believe any of you. I'm gonna try my best to I'm gonna look this up afterwards. I'm gonna rely on Google. Instead of messages that I read for like 0.4 of a second before they fly off the top of the screen. I definitely feel a little bit bad because I am so inexperienced at live streaming, yet I have so many people watching me. And like, for anyone who's joined right now, I'm sure there's a decent number because I don't know what happens when you get this many people watching, but I'm sure there's a decent number of people watching this stream right now who have no clue who I am. And they're just like, who on earth is this kid? Like, what is he doing? His I've just realized my stream things aren't even working. You know, my whatever it is. Hang on, let me see if I can get that up. To be honest, I don't know. So my stream labels aren't working, so I might as well get rid of those because they're doing absolutely nothing. So let's remove those. I mean, we're just gonna play like this. We're just gonna play totally old school, nothing going on the screen, no distractions, nothing to peel your eyes away from the gloriousness that is me swinging my shovel vigorously at this sand. A lot of people are saying 114,000, so I'm gonna have to say that it's 114,000. And to the people saying Mumbo the shovel, dude, this has still got a lot of legs in it. Cool. I wouldn't want to be around you guys in a crisis. Imagine that. You fall over, you break a finger or something like that. The people who are shouting shovel right now would be like, he's done, he's gone. Let's leave him behind. We can't wait for him. He's dead. He's a goner. I'm one of those people, I use my shovel until it's literally on the last bar. In fact, sometimes I will hit F3 and H, and then I will see how many uses are left, and I will use it down to the absolute finest wire. 1 out of, 1,561, so I'll use it to the last use. The only problem is that then I always accidentally, well, not necessarily accidentally, I'll see something that I need to dig, and I'll forget that it's super low on durability, and then I'll use it, and then it will get destroyed. Which is not my finest maneuver. Anyway, how is everyone? I hope everyone's doing okay. Obviously, these times are a little bit tricky for everyone. It's all a little bit tough at the minute, but I'm not going to talk about any of the stuff that's going on in the world right now too much, simply because I like to think that you guys are watching this stream to get away from all of that. Because this is probably a pretty good release from the madness that is happening in the world right now. And I feel like if I bang on about the whole, COVID stuff and all that, it's I'm literally the least informed person on the planet. I don't really know what's going on. I'm just listening to what everyone else is saying. But also more importantly, I mean, we don't want hours of talking about that. But I do really hope that everyone is doing okay. Obviously, it's tough. I've been incredibly lucky that I'm still able to work and still able to do the thing that I always do, which is literally just make videos indoors. Not much has changed for me, but I know that for a lot of people, like, their entire world has changed. So my heart does go out to you guys. I wish you all the best, and obviously all of the people working in healthcare and all of the people who are carers and things like that. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? We all appreciate you. We all appreciate you. People are still talking about the stadiums down in the chat. There's there's mixed figures. There's mixed figures. So those of you who are asking me what I'm doing right now, this is the Concrete Making Marathon. Did you not read the title? My mouse is going crazy. That's interesting. But yeah, this is the Concrete Making Marathon. What I'm doing is what the title says. This is not clickbait. If it was, it'd be the worst clickbait ever. Because this is the Concrete Making Marathon. All I'm doing is gathering up loads and loads of sand, loads and loads of gravel, and then I'm going to be combining it together and making concrete. Like, seriously. And there's 96,000 people watching. We're 4,000 away from 100,000 concurrent. How do I say that? Concurrent viewers? That is bananas in pajamas. And that's a word that I haven't said for a while. Okay, you guys who are saying shovel now, the people who are saying shovel now, fair play to you, okay? Little bit early with the shovel, okay? I would say you're still a tiny bit premature on the warnings, but I appreciate you. You know, your heart was in the right place. You've got me covered, but we still have a decent length of time left. If you're watching in 240p, this probably looks like my shovel is literally on my last legs. But if you're watching in 4K or 1080p, I don't think I'm streaming in 4K. If I was streaming in 4K, I think my little wireless broadband internet box would be catching fire right now, just screaming in the corner. No! Stop! I can't handle the pixels! It's too much! Because apparently that's what my router sounds like. Anyway, I should probably put this stuff in a shulker box. The least efficient Minecraft player. That being said, we are actually making pretty good progress here. We're doing pretty well. We're doing good. We are limiting, our bottleneck might actually be the shulker boxes. That's not something that I was expecting. I was kind of expecting the bottleneck to be my shovels, but it looks like we're actually going to run out of shulker box space before we run out of shovel space. But that's kind of a good thing, because that means that we can replenish the pair of them at the same time. So we can like dump all of the sand in the chests over by the mega structures, and then we can do something. We can repair our tools. Mid sentence there, I forgot what I was talking about. Could you tell? We can do something. It's funny. It's one of those things that happens when you're live streaming. Like I've been live for around about half an hour maximum. 25 minutes to be honest with you, and it's one of those things, if you ever try and talk, like, this is a test for those of you at home who have never done a live stream or anything like that before. If you just try talking to yourself, right, for any decent length of time, you're gonna forget what you said in the previous sentence and then just lose all train of thought entirely. I think that's like the real talent of amazing streamers, because there are streamers that you watch and they can keep it flowing and things. And there's certain podcasts I watch, you know, conversations for like 3-4 hours, sometimes 5 hours, and they're still able to keep it together, whereas I would just start bumbling all over the place, not knowing what's going on. Thank you to the people who have been saying shovel, because I totally forgot. You have saved my shovel. I can't help but notice that we are 300 away from 100,000 people watching a live stream. So I'm going to prepare myself with my snipping tool, because I really want to get the screenshot of this, because this feels like quite a big moment. If we don't hit it now, I'm going to be really upset. Can you imagine? We got 3, we're so close. And then just, oh, we did it! We surpassed, what on earth? That is so stupid. Right, that is saved in the memory bank. This is a monumentous occasion. Watch it plummet now. Everyone was just staying in the stream for it to get to 100,000 viewers, and then just to make me feel better. Now they're like, jeez, thank goodness for that. We finally achieved it. Let's all leave. Let's go watch someone else who's not just mining sand and who hasn't got like a useless shovel that's almost out of durability. Right, there we go. Okay, I've reached my limit. I've reached my shovel limit, guys. I've reached my shovel limit. Thank you to everyone who's been firing out the warnings down in the chat. I much appreciate you. Seriously, I really do. That sounded weirdly sarcastic, but I promise I really do. Cool. I mean, I have to say, you know, as I say, you know, these viewers were not expected. I expected like 20,000, 25,000, because that's what I was getting around about Hermitcraft Season 6. But this was not expected at all. So, once again, as I say, I appreciate you. I seriously do. This is so cool. And I want to say, actually, a huge thank you to everyone who's been tuning into Hermitcraft Season 7. Hermitcraft Season 7 has definitely got off to one of the coolest starts, I think, of any season yet. I really do feel like we have found... Not that we... like, because it's going to sound like we hadn't found our rhythm, but this really feels like we are like a well-polished machine now. Like, all of us Like everyone on the Hermitcraft server is just creating fantastic content. We're all working together really nicely. We all have cool plans. We all have long-term plans, short-term plans, ways to spice things up, ways to keep things interesting. Because, you know, we've all been playing Minecraft for like 9 or 10 years now. So it's really cool that we're still able to keep the content fresh. I'm so glad that all of you guys are enjoying Hermitcraft Season 7 and the launch of Hermitcraft Season 7, because I'm having so much fun. And I'm actually running into a problem where this is like a genuine... Is it like... If you want a little bit of an insight into the mind of me as far as like a YouTube content creator is concerned, is that I've been so happy with my past 3 episodes of Hermitcraft that it's actually almost paralyzed me in making another one. Because the problem is that you want to keep that standard up. You know, you want to keep making videos that are as good as the previous one. You don't want people to watch a video and then the next video they go, oh well, the video before it was better. I enjoyed that one more. So then you end up in like a weird state where you're too scared to start working on an episode, and that's kind of been the situation that I've been in over the past couple of days, and that I've been bumbling around my house trying to think of amazing ideas for videos and crazy things that I can do in both Hermitcraft and in my Redstone content that actually it's stopped me from making anything, which is really silly. So that's why I just wanted to hop on today and do a live stream and just have some fun. Literally chill out. No expectations. No real plans or no real pressure other than now 100,000 people watching. That's a little bit of pressure. But yeah, no real kind of no goal. Just hop on, chat to people. Let them know that we're keeping on, and I'm still working on Hermitcraft content. It's just I'm now even more judgmental than I once was. I mean, one thing that you definitely don't see behind the scenes when it comes to making videos is all the videos that don't actually end up getting made. And over the past 4 days, I had it in my mind that I really wanted to make a Redstone video. Like, I really wanted to make one. I had some ideas for some complicated things, some simple things, some slightly more list-based videos, some slightly less Redstone-focused, more Survivor Minecraft-focused things, projects videos. Every single one of them failed. It was like I had these ideas, and I was like, these are great. And then I went to record them and got about 15 minutes into the recording, and I was like, this is not working in the slightest. And then I started again, and I started again, and I started again. And it's just, it's part of it. It's part of it. I would never want to release a video that I'm not proud of. So that means that I have to be pretty harsh on myself, and I have to ensure that I'm not putting out content that I wouldn't want to watch. I think that's probably like the best standard that you can have as a content creator, is if you watch back the video and you go, oh, that was a bit boring, then the chances are the viewers are going to find it boring. Not necessarily, oh, that was a bit boring, but if you watch it back and you go, that's a disappointing video, then you have to know when to not upload it. And sometimes you get it wrong. Sometimes you upload things that people find boring, and then you watch them back a week later and you go, God, they were right. That was terrible. What was I thinking? But, you know, it's all a learning process. I've been doing this for how long now? Actually, yeah, my YouTube birthday was like a couple months ago. I don't even think it was a couple months ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I'm fairly certain I started my YouTube channel on March the 31st. I think it was March the 31st. And I started it in 2012. So this is my 8th birthday on YouTube. I might be totally wrong. I don't really keep track of this sort of thing. But yeah. I've been doing this a long time, and I'm still learning day by day. Still learning. Yes, to the people who are saying Grian shop, I guess you know, there's a decent number of new people to the stream. Grian shop is currently out of stock, and also I need so much sand and gravel that I genuinely can't afford. I don't think I can. I don't think I can afford to buy it off anyone. And also, I'm an odd person. Okay, I am quite a strange person in the fact that I just enjoy the process of gradually mining sand and gravel. I like the repetitiveness. I like just chilling out and getting this done. So we're just going to be doing this over the next couple of hours, and I'm going to try my best to chat to you guys. I'm going to try my best to read through the chat and answer any questions that you have, which if you do have any questions, just shoot them in the chat. I do glance over there every now and again, so I might catch something that people are asking, but as I'm sure you can understand, chat is moving quite fast. We do have slow mode on, but there's so many people in the chat right now that it's still whizzing by just a tiny bit. I know there is lots and lots of people who are selling various different things. Sand, gravel, concrete, all that sort of stuff. But trust me, I really fancy mining it today. I got no plans. I got no plans. And I got no diamonds. I got no plans and no diamonds. So that means I'm mining. That's the move. Alright, if slow mode is off, then that's fine. I mean, I'm leaving the moderators to that. The moderators can deal with all of that. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm barely even a streamer. But yeah, I'm actually in the middle of recording a Hermitcraft Season 7 episode right now. So this is kind of going to be like almost like a cutaway for Hermitcraft, for one of Hermitcraft Season 7 Episode 12. So it's going to be quite interesting because you have me before the live stream chatting it through, and then I guess I'll have... Because I was so nervous before starting this. I got fully, like, stage fright mode. You know, where I had stomach cramps. I was feeling really like I kept needing the toilet, but I didn't need the toilet. It was like a weird thing that I haven't felt in a really, really long time. And I think it's just because I'm so out of practice with streaming. I think there was a time, I think last year I did a handful of streams at once and I got fairly fluent with it. Whereas now I suddenly felt so rusty. So rusty. You know, it's like it's terrifying. It is scary because you think, like, if I mess something up now, like, if I do anything wrong, which I totally did do something wrong at the start by just... I literally posted the live stream thinking it was going to go somewhere, and it didn't go where I thought it would, and it didn't have any thumbnail or title or anything like that, so that's maybe not the finest start, right? But if something goes wrong right now, you're all going to see it. There's not going to be any stopping it, so that's just how it goes. And that's kind of the fun and also the terrifying part. It's the fun part to watch, but it's also the scary part for the content creator, because they know that if it all goes sideways, then it's going to go sideways very publicly. Whereas, like, with a video, you know, like, when I'm putting together a Minecraft video, you see the way that I record my videos. I record in, like, 6-second clips. It's like, and then it cuts. And that's quite manageable, you know. And even those 6-second cuts, I retake about 15 times sometimes. Just can't get my words out. Comes out as, like, a word soup. Just falls out my mouth, like, just like a limp word soup. Which I don't even know if that's a good way to describe it. Is that a good way to describe it? Let me know in the chat. You know, this is the great thing about live streaming, though, is that I can get instant feedback on the things that I say, as opposed to waiting until the video uploads and then people quote it saying, Mumbo, this is like blah, 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 blah. And then I know that it was maybe a stupid thing to say. Now, people are going to tell me it was a stupid thing to say straight away. So I've seen a few people in the chat now mentioning beacons and the idea of having a beacon right now. Not really that useful. This is Instamine. This is as fast as things get. Can you imagine if you could get faster than this? Like, faster than Instamine? I guess the only way that you could get that is by having, like, a 3x3 area that the shovel takes out, which I've seen in mods. There's like a few Minecraft mods that I think are cool. And there's a few things... See, I don't know if that would have a good place in Minecraft Vanilla. Maybe if the tool was only, like, you had to find it in dungeons. And maybe if you had to find it in, like, strongholds, it was super rare. Absolutely no way to farm it. You can't put mending on it, and you can only... Say it has crazy durability. It has, like, durability of 10,000, but you can't repair it. So when it runs out, you have to find another one. But it mines out 3x3x3 areas of blocks. That sounds balanced-ish. Would give the player a reason to explore, which is an interesting concept. But does it feel Minecrafty? And that's such, like, a strange question because it's so vague. And it's a weird one because you find yourself asking it because, you know, I've done a few videos in the past where I've talked about Minecraft features that I'd love to see, and I actually take those videos pretty seriously. Like, I take those videos so seriously that I imagine that Mojang is sitting down watching the video and, like, taking them into serious consideration, basically. I see it as, like, almost like a pitch to Mojang. So I take those ideas really, really seriously, and I think of them as features that I would genuinely love to see and genuinely think would be balanced additions to the game. A good example of this is, of course, slime honey blocks. Well, not necessarily honey blocks, but coloured slime blocks. I've been, like, the biggest proponent of coloured slime blocks and various different types of slime blocks for the longest time, because I think they're just a balanced addition to the game. I don't think there's anything that's particularly overpowered about them. I think the only thing they do is good. Like, I don't think there's any negatives to it. There's nothing that suddenly becomes like stupidly easy because of coloured slime blocks. It still keeps things difficult, but they're like an interesting addition to the game, and they make certain things that weren't previously possible. And that's like a good example of something that I've pushed for, because I feel like it's Minecrafty, but I still feel like it's a massive improvement to the game. But there's some things, like you could say, I would like a beacon that means that I can never die. It's a god mode beacon. So that feels like a bit overpowered. But a beacon that is like a special power-up that's incredibly expensive to create, that maybe stops mob spawning in a certain area around you, maybe that's something to consider. You know, that falls into the kind of boundaries of Minecraft. It means that we could play around with dark builds, which is quite interesting. We already have mob-free zones of the world in the form of mushroom biomes, so it's not completely outside of kind of the scope of Minecraft to have overworld places that can be dark and not spawn any mobs. And I think if it was suitably expensive, it could be a cool addition to the game. So it's like a balance, and I feel for the devs of Minecraft, because also Minecraft is a game that has been modded to oblivion. Like, there's so many different mods doing so many different things, and the big problem with that is that when they add new things, it can be a little bit difficult to add something that hasn't been previously done before. You know, and it's like, I really do feel for them in that, because then when they add something, say for example, like years ago they added in pistons, that was a mod before Mojang added pistons, but then they added in pistons, and then the community was like, "Ah, they've added in pistons, they stole it from the mod." But to me, that was like a natural progression of Minecraft. I don't know if maybe there's something that I don't know there, but at least that's how I feel about it. And the thing that really impresses me about Mojang as like a development team is that they still add things that genuinely nobody saw coming, which I think is really, really cool. Like, for example, the Strider that was just most recently introduced in some of the Nether updates that allows you to walk across the Nether on the back of that thing with a saddle. Like, where does that come from? Where does that come from? That's so Minecrafty, but also it's completely brand new. It's like a fresh thing that we didn't expect. I think Elytra were a little bit like that as well, because there are a lot of mods that added in flight and jetpacks and different power-ups and magical things that allowed you to fly. I could be wrong here, but I don't think there were many that added any gliding wings, because originally they just added gliding wings. Do you remember the days when you used to have to shoot yourself in the back? I actually tried that the other day. Let's see if I can still do it. I'm going to set myself on fire here, but let's see if I can still do this. So you're flying, right, and what you had to do is you had to look a certain way, and then you had to punch yourself. And you used to do this over the top of the end. I've so lost my rhythm. Wait, hang on. So we go down like this. I can't do it anymore. I used to be actually quite good. So you used to have to hit yourself with arrows with punch 2. No, what is it? What's it called when you have it on an arrow? Punch 2. Yeah, so you used to have punch 2 on your bow and nothing else. And then you would shoot yourself in the back, and you would be like... and you would be able to continue flying. It was so scary. And the first time me and Iskal did end busting, that was it. We didn't have any firework rockets or anything like that. The number of times you just float down towards the void and you're like frantically trying to fire arrows out and frantically try to hit yourself in the back. And naturally, the more frantically you do it, the less rhythm you have with it, so the less like you are to actually like hit yourself in the back. So you would just be like, ah, just screaming your way down. It was so stressful. I probably aged about 15 years in the time that was a feature, and I think it was only a feature for around about a year. It's one of those things. I'm so glad that they added in firework rockets. That was a huge change. A huge change. There's been a few changes in my time of playing Minecraft that I think have like completely changed the face of the game, and Elytra and firework rockets are definitely in that band camp. So yeah, that's like my little... I mean, I see, part of me kind of misses those features, but I definitely don't. Like, I miss them in a nostalgic way, in like a rose-tinted glasses way. If they were still in the game now, I would be stressing. All of my t-shirts would be stained with armpit sweat. That's a horrible thing to say. I've just said that to 110,000 people. It's horrendous. To the people saying get TNT, not actually a bad idea. That's quite a cool idea. But I don't have enough resources to get that sort of stuff. I know there is now a TNT shop in the shopping district, so maybe I could buy some. But I'm cool. I'm good. You know, like you guys, you technical people, always trying to come up with fancy ways to automate things. Sometimes you want to do something just a little bit monotonous and just mindless a little bit. Do you ever do that? Like, the number one thing, this is something that I don't really do, but I know that Grian, Iskal, I observe Grian and Iskal doing this so much. I will just, sometimes I'll be logged in with, like, a camera account, or maybe I'll just have my Minecraft account in a place that can see them. Especially when Grian was my neighbour in Hermitcraft Season 6, and I could just see him through the windows. He would do this. He would just do this. For, like, sometimes I'd be editing a video and I would have it on the other screen. And this is what he'd be doing. Just for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And I assume he's trying to come up with ideas of what to do next. Iskal is the same. You know, I'll see him do it for like days on end. Just running around, using up all of his golden carrots. I don't tend to be that sort of person anymore. I haven't done that sort of thing in ages. I tend to log off and think and kind of sit back in my chair instead of run around. But like the number of people, I would say this is probably the most performed action in all of Minecraft. I'm sure a lot of you do that as well. I'm genuinely curious how many of you actually still, like, how many of you are playing Minecraft, because I remember I once did a poll on a Hermitcraft episode, and this was 2 or 3 years ago, asking how many people who are watching that Hermitcraft episode actually still actively play Minecraft. I wonder what's happened to Grian. I wonder if he's talking about him being called out. But yeah, I remember I asked that in a poll. I think it was around about 60% were still playing, 40% weren't, which is a crazy figure. The thought that 40% of the people watching the video hadn't actually played Minecraft for a decent length of time, but was still continuing to watch Minecraft content. And that's what's most interesting to me about often these Hermitcraft series and the comments in these Hermitcraft series, is that you'll see that a lot. That's like quite a recurring theme, is that people don't play Minecraft, but they just enjoy watching it. I think that's cool. And I wonder how many games there are that are like that. Because I don't think, like for me personally, I don't think I could watch something like, okay, let me try and think of a game. Yeah, no, see, look, lots of people saying they stopped playing a long time ago. That's so interesting to me. That's so crazy. But, like, I guess, yeah, I don't think I could watch people play. I mean, I could watch people play Call of Duty, but that's because I used to play Call of Duty a lot. And I've actually, to be honest, recently gotten back into it. I bought myself a pair of Xbox controllers. This is actually really embarrassing. I bought myself a PS4 controller. This is how... I feel like such an old man. In fact, I almost tweeted about this. I almost tweeted that, you know, like 14-year-old me would not believe how little I think about my games console anymore. Because when I was 14, like my games console was it? Like that was me. That was all I focused on, basically. Whereas now, I genuinely thought I had a PS4, and it turns out I've got an Xbox One. So I ordered a PS4 controller, and it arrived, and I was like, cool, I can't wait. I'm gonna play some games, shred some Call of Duty, play some, you know, Gran Turismo, all that sort of thing. And then I arrived at my Xbox, and I was like, oh no, I can't believe it. I've been a moron here. So then, yeah, I ordered 2 Xbox controllers because apparently both of those had gone missing, And yeah, me and Vicky have been shredding Call of Duty. We've been doing some 1v1s. I've still got my trick shot skills, by the way. I have true 2012 because we bought Modern Warfare 2 because I realized it was backwards compatible for the Xbox One. So even though it's an Xbox 360 game, I bought Modern Warfare 2. Not the new campaign that's literally just released, but the old original Xbox 360 Modern Warfare 2. Can't believe it's still online, by the way. I actually played a little bit online just for nostalgia's sake. But yeah, we've been doing some 1v1s on Rust, and it's fun. It's fun. There's been a few explosive arguments. You know, one time I stole Vicky's care package and she wasn't very happy. She wasn't pleased about that. But other than that, it's been fairly peaceful. But as I say, I have true like 2012 FaZe Clan viewing trick shot skills. So I've been going for like temper shots and ladder spins and things, which I know haven't really been done for like the past 6 or 7 years, but I enjoy it. I find it fun. I think it's cool. You know, it's fun. It's weird as well that the muscle memory is still there because, you know, I used to be a real quick scope, no scope person back in the day. That was what I was all about. And I still have that kind of the natural rhythm of like, I know how long it takes for the gun to scope in. I know how long it takes for me. And I'm not saying that I'm competitive in any way. Like I'm definitely, if I went online, I get frazzled. But it's just funny how those kind of muscle memory rhythms haven't disappeared. I still have them. I still play the same way that I did back when I was, 15, 14. But yeah, outside of that, I've got Call of Duty 4 Remastered, which I know all of these are fairly old games, but I've got Call of Duty 4 Remastered. That's fun because Call of Duty 4 was one of my favourite games, so it's cool to play like a more modern version of it, and that stands up quite well. I've been playing a lot. Oh yeah, this is another reason why I actually made a video late. Okay, so I was working on a video, and then I fancied. I think I kind of came to a point where I was a little bit stuck. I didn't quite know what to do. I had got myself a little bit lost, so I was like, I'm gonna take like a few minutes off. I'm gonna pop onto dirt. Okay, I know about the shulker box. I'm gonna come back there. Don't worry, guys. I'm popping back. We need to get another set of these shulker boxes at least. But I'm gonna repair up my shovels. Where is my shovel? Is it in there? So I'm gonna repair up my shovels, and then we'll go back and we will refill all of the inventories. Don't worry, guys. I know you've got my back, and I really do appreciate that. But yeah, I was like, I got a little bit stuck, and I was like, okay, I need to come up with an idea. I think I was just lost on something. So I was like, I'm just going to hop onto dirt. This will help me clear my mind, which was a total lie to myself. And I knew it at the time. I knew I was kidding myself. All right. I knew that as soon as I got onto dirt, there was no way that I was going to be coming back from that. Okay. So I hop onto dirt. I'm like, I'll just do one race. Okay. Select the Audi Quattro, one of my favorite cars, an old Group B rally car. I was like, cool. Okay. just a little quick race I think I was in New Zealand or something like that, on some gravel track. And I was like, I'm going to put it on one of the shortest stints. So it was literally just doing one stage. And the first time I did it, it took 1 minute and 27 seconds. So it's a really short stage, but that was a bit of a rubbish run. And then foolishly, because I'm an idiot, okay, my head went, I wonder if you can get 105. Okay? That's all my head had to do. It literally, I didn't even have to say it out loud. I didn't even vocalize this, okay, until 2 hours later when Vicky came in and she was like, oh, you're meant to be working on videos right now. You've been doing this for a couple hours. And I was like, I need to beat 105. I'm at 107. I need to get to 105. I was like sweating. I was in my underpants. I had a race helmet on and gloves just to give me the edge, make me a little bit faster. But seriously, like I was all in. I had shark eyes, and my everything, nothing. There was nothing else that I was focused on. It was 100% dirt rally 2.0, trying to get 105. Just absolutely, just pushing myself to the limit. I was getting so frustrated because there was a few corners in there that were just annoying. Like I found it really difficult in it's like the sharp corners with that Audi Quattro, because it's 4-wheel drive. If you put the throttle down mid corner, it will tend to understeer and go off the edge, and then I'm getting annoyed just thinking about it now. So then you had to kind of handbrake turn it in so that you could spin out the back end and then accelerate out the corner. Whew. Technical stuff. It was technical stuff. But I'm happy to say that I did get 105. I didn't make a video that day, but I did get 105. So who's the real winner? So silly, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure all of you guys get like that with games as well. You know, it's been a while since the bug has caught me like that. That is the beauty of a game like Minecraft, in that it's a little bit less, you're not really competing against yourself so much, whereas I'm not actually that competitive with other people, but when it comes to beating myself, like when it comes to time trials and trying to get the best time possible and improving upon previous runs and things, that is like kryptonite to my brain. I can't think about anything else. If I hadn't got 105, this is embarrassing. I shouldn't even be telling this to everyone, all right? But if I hadn't got 105 in that run, I would have been up all night thinking about it. I would have been running through the corners in my head. I'd be like, all right, I reckon I could shave half a second there. I reckon I could shave, 3/10 there. I reckon if I handbrake, turn a little bit earlier here, or come on the gas a little bit sooner there, then maybe I can make up a couple of seconds there, and then boom, I'll be under 105. But yeah, I actually, amazingly enough, I was getting 106s a bunch, and then my fastest run completely skipped 105, went straight the way down to 104, and then because Vicky does like to push my buttons a little bit, after I did this, I was happy. I was like, finally, I can stop playing dirt. I've achieved my goal. She then turns around and says, do you reckon you could get under a minute? I was like, part of me in my head was like, I reckon I could get under a minute. Let's give that a go. But I saw that was maybe a road to no redemption. Kind of just wasting my life away on dirt. Be 45 years old, still in the same position, haven't left the chair since. Just, not in a good state, basically. So I decided to leave it be. And yes, I am seeing the chat telling me to message Grian. What do I say to Grian? I guess I could probably send him a message. I do have a chest, so all I need is a minecart now. Which there is some iron here. I don't know what to say to him, though. I get so nervous. Because he does send me some really, really lovely messages. Well, I mean, I could... Oh my goodness, see, this is what I mean. What the... I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm going to give him some cods. I'm going to give him some cod. I'm going to deliver him some cod. Let's send him over. Is he online right now? Yeah, he is. Okay, right. What am I doing with my life? I was trying to rename them in a crafting bench. Right, let's go over here. Some kippers for you. There we go. I think he's going to appreciate this, actually, because I personally would really appreciate 26 gold arriving through my postbox. I just have a picture of... wait, okay, stupid question. No, see, yeah, in the US, you guys have mailboxes, don't you? See, in England, we have letterboxes in our doors that are like... If you imagine a 2004 laptop, right? You remember those things? I could just say a book. But no, I'm going to stick with 2004 laptop. Do you remember what laptops used to look like back in 2004? You could literally... You could suffocate under them. Like, you could get stuck in the same position. If you drop that onto your chest, that's end of days. You're pinned to the floor. You have to get a crane. You'd have to remove it with a team of many men because they were so big and so heavy, right? Well, a letterbox, this is a really long-winded way of saying it. A letterbox is basically that size, okay? And I'm imagining a postman trying to post 26 fish through my letterbox. Just like, ah! Bonus points if they're... No, actually not bonus points if they're still alive. That's horrendous. We wouldn't want that. That would be a horrendous display. I would definitely get reported to various authorities if I was commanding the postman to post 26 live fish through my letterbox. It would not be a good situation in the slightest. Not good. But yeah, anyway, that image in my head made me laugh. Just so many fish coming through the letterbox. On the topic of that, though, I have actually, ironically, I am now getting meat and fish delivered because of this whole quarantine thing, and it's great. Actually, it's a lot better. It's quite nice not having to go to the shop. Everything that I order is like it arrives. And also, I'm on, without going too boring, I promise I'm not going to bore you guys to death with this. I'm on the keto diet. I'm trying my best to lose some weight. This past year, it hasn't been good for my health. I have been eating a lot of takeaways and not doing a whole lot of exercising. Obviously, I've been doing my jiu-jitsu, but other than that, I have just been chilling. So that means that... Are you guys not going to get angry? No? Okay. So yeah, that means that basically, things happen. The weight gets put on. A few rolls appear where there didn't used to be rolls. So I've oh goodness me, I apologise everyone. So I've basically been on a bit of a diet recently, and I'm doing pretty well actually. I've lost 12 pounds so far, but I have probably around about 20 pounds to lose. So I'm a third of the way there. But following on from that, keto is basically a whole lot of fat. You basically need fat and protein, very little carbs. So that means that I've been mainly eating like steak and pork belly. I cooked a brisket the other day that was pretty fantastic. I had my first kebab from a kebab shop ever yesterday, and that was amazing. I've been a real snob my whole life. Oh, what am I doing? I should be holding this. But yeah, I've been a real snob my whole life. I always thought of kebabs as being terrible food that was like really disgusting and the meat was horrible. I had a shish kebab for the first time. What? Why have people been hiding this from me? Like, seriously, it's like the greatest food ever. It's like char grilled chicken, right, with cheese and mayonnaise. How did I not think I was going to enjoy that? Because that's mad. Those are like my favourite things all in one. But more importantly, what was I doing not eating that stuff? I need to experiment a little bit more. Okay, that's the first shovel done. We still have 2 more. Is it this shulker box here? Is the one. Now, I'm actually going to go downstairs and turn off the lava here. Alright, because there is a chance, in fact, there's a high chance that when I break that shulker box, it's going to be picked up by the minecarts, and then it's going to make its way into the lava and be disposed of. And that is not what I want. And I can't help but notice, alright, because despite... I'm going to turn off the lava now. I'm going to turn off the lava right now. Because, goodness gracious me, I almost vomited. Seriously, I almost vomited. The thought, I was so close, because the problem is, if I ping pong back and forth there, alright, if I go bonk and then go into that one and go bonk and then just zip back and forth, what am I doing? I'm noticing a distinct lack of... Oh, no. Okay, they are coming in. I think someone else might be in the nether at this point in time. That was so close. That was so close. That was so close. That was so close. That keeps you young, doesn't it? Goodness gracious me. I think also, yeah, I didn't have any of my armor on, so obviously I just took a huge hit. Right, let's see what happens here. After all that, it didn't even go into the minecarts. But still, for everyone's safety, okay, I've turned off. This is the way that you're meant to do it. For anyone who wants to use these gold farms, is you're meant to empty it out, okay, by flicking the levers, and that will empty it all into the lava. And then you flick the levers back again to make sure that when idiots like me come along, okay, stupid people like me come along and just start wandering into Pigman and flying into the minecart areas and stuff like that, they don't fall in there and lose all of their stuff. Wow, I am getting some frames. Frames with a capital F. Also, I've been thinking... Right, look at this. I don't know who did the torches. I'm assuming it was Iskal, right? All I'll say is... Was he a little bit drunk when he was doing this? Look at it. It just wobbles all over the place. It's like, oh, I think this is the way to go farm. It's actually over here. Oh, no, it's gone this way now. Love it. That's what I imagine Iskal was saying. That's how I imagine Iskal while he was doing those torches. It's, yeah, it's not the straightest lines in the world, but I guess it does help. Okay, so we now have 2 sets of shovels. I suppose we should probably just make our way straight back to the sand area to do a little bit more sanding. I can't believe... Yeah, lava... No, okay, so to explain to everyone in the chat, because I flicked the lever on, okay, but that doesn't mean the lava is on. Right, let's do a piece of the camera here. You haven't seen my face for a little while. Okay, so the way that works is those levers... Actually, let's turn on some sounds, because I've noticed there's a phantom back there, and that should be making loads of really annoying noises, but it's not. So, the way that system works, alright, is the levers are connected into the hoppers. Okay, so if you switch the lever on, it locks the hopper, which stops all of the items from going into the lava. If you flick the lever off, then it allows the items to go into the lava. Okay, so it's a silly system. All right, yeah, you blame Iskal. Okay, it's not me. So when the levers are on, the farm is the lava is off. And when the levers are off, then the lava is on. As I say, blame Miscal. It's a stupid, stupid system. He must have been drunk when he was making that as well. Alright, and then another thing that I need to correct in the chat, which I've seen popping up once more again. Grian is selling sand. I'm aware that Grian is selling sand. He doesn't currently have any stock in his store, and most importantly, I want to mine this myself because I want to gather it myself. Don't fancy spending all of my diamonds on sand when I could just get it myself. And more importantly, I don't really have enough diamonds. I'm being cheap, basically. I feel like I should just bite the bullet, have fun, mine some sand while streaming to you guys instead of just buying it, because this is more entertaining for me. I don't know what it is. I've got a strange brain, but this just mining out sand and things like that, doing repetitive activities like mining sand, for some reason I find incredibly satisfying. Now, I could do it all day. When I say I could do it all day, I genuinely think I could do it all day. I think I could sit here all day long and just hold down left click and cycle through shovels. Like, my entire hotbar is shovels, and when one runs out, I just move to the next slot, and move to the next slot, and move to the next slot, and just gradually make my way along. I'm trying my best to read through the chat. I promise you, I'm trying my best to respond to as many questions as possible, but we are in unprecedented times right now, so I'm kind of seeing messages for like a very brief few seconds, and then they're disappearing off the screen. But I assume things will chill down a tiny bit soon. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's happening right now. Honestly, I'm on a different planet when it comes to this. I was so nervous before this stream. I've kind of chilled out. Like, when we started getting crazy viewers, I literally went into like panic stations. I was like, oh, I need to sort myself out. But now I'm chill. Now it feels like it's just me and 122,000 people chilling in a room together, having a nice conversation. Very one-sided conversation. Me mainly doing the talking, you guys just sitting and listening. But I appreciate it. Cool. I'm reading through. Yeah, you guys are. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, the white shulker box. Okay, fair play. Fair play. Fair play. I did actually forget about that. So thank you to the person who wrote that in the chat. Whereabouts is it then? I assumed that I was going to come back to the same spot, but I didn't. So to those of you who shouted that in the chat, appreciate you. I appreciate you. Boom. Alright, let's get back to this. Okay, so we have got those shulker boxes to fill up. Once that's done, then we can move on to doing the gravel, and then we can move on to combining all of that stuff, which I've just thought, totally haven't even thought about how I'm going to get the bones for this. How am I going to get all the bones ready for this? Do you know how I'm going to get the bones? Does anyone have bones? Is there a bone shop yet? I actually think there might be a bone shop. So that could be incredibly handy. I think I saw that pop up the other day. I think it's like a little market stand. So we'll have to look out for that one, because that is going to be incredibly helpful. But still, I mean, you know, this is it. So for those of you who are wondering why I'm having to gather up so much concrete here, the reason that I'm having to get all of this is because... Oh, actually, do I still have some gravel left? You know what we could do? We could split this into sections. Maybe we could do... I wonder if instead of doing sand right now, I do gravel, and then we can at least get some concrete on the board. What do you reckon? I'm open to both suggestions. I'm open to anything. I'm open to absolutely anything. But yeah, the reason that I'm having to gather so much concrete is because... I genuinely, before this season started, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to chill out this season. Well, no, I wasn't thinking I'm going to chill out this season. Definitely wasn't thinking that. But I was thinking, you know what, I think this season could be the season that I decide to do like a smaller base. To do like a smaller base, keep things chilled, and it's not going to be some kind of gigantic monument. And then what do? I build the monstrosity that is my base. I build the biggest possible base, the biggest base that I've ever built. It requires hundreds of thousands of concrete, which is a lot of concrete to gather, because you need to gather all the sand, all the gravel, and everything. People are saying gravel now? Alright, you guys have changed the tune. Okay, I think we should probably go in search of some gravel. How about that? Because I actually need to find some gravel biomes. I've taken some coordinates down of potential gravel biomes, but to be honest with you, I mean, it's going to be pretty hit and miss. So let's see what we can find here. Oh, what a marksman I am! I am getting out of here. I'm so scared. I hate the desert at night. Please don't hit me. Oh, okay. Where did my ender chest go? Okay, I've got that. Let's leave. I'm off. Oh, and now Grian goes to bed. Now Grian goes to sleep. As soon as I'm out of danger, then off. Right, okay, so first gravel biome that I have got in my coordinates list. The first one that I've got is minus 3,284 by by 1,997. All right. Okay, let's try and make our way over there. And if that fails, then there should be one sort of nearby. Have I gone totally the wrong way? I think I totally have. Yeah, so if I head in the direction minus 3,284, 1,997, that am I Elytra going to hold up? I think my Elytra will hold up. Is there another portal for that one? I am hoping that there is another portal for that one. Because that would make life a little bit easier. Right, okay, who can do some quick fire maths? I can do some quick fire maths. Let's do minus 3,200 divided by 8 is 400 minus 400. And then 2,000 divided by 8 is 250. Alright, minus 400. Can you hear my pencil rolling around? I bet that's an annoying noise. Okay, minus 400. Okay, now it's going to test my my skills at working out which direction I'm going in. So I need to go towards 250. Okay, you could go in the totally the wrong way. Could not be going a more wrong way. Speed. Minus 400 by 200. No, that's the wrong way. Minus 400 by 200. Okay. Because if there's a nether portal here, then that is going to save us a whole bunch of time. So we are almost at minus 400, minus 400, minus 400. By 267? When did I get to 267? Oh, goodness me, I've got myself lost. Okay. Alright, we should see another portal somewhere here. Oh! Oh! I was not wrong. It looks like this is it. I mean... Well, I mean, I've earned an achievement, and I've ended up in the packed ice biome. That's not quite where... Oh, minus 400 by 250. What am I doing with my life? Okay, so minus 400 by 250. Okay, so let's just fly in a straight line, straight line, straight line. It should be here. You know what I could do? Does anyone know if this would be smart? Alright, here is the plan. Instead of running around like a headless chicken seeing if there's nether portals in places, why don't I actually do the smart thing and put nether portals in places? Now this means that I am going to have to go back towards 0, 0, 0, 0, so let's get that sorted. Where am I going? Where am I going? I'm the worst with coordinates. I will never not... Like, every single time I try and make use of the coordinates, okay, I will 100% end up going in the total wrong direction. It's like a guaranteed thing. Oh, I found my... Oh, this is my base. Oh. Well, that's good to know. Look at that. I couldn't have done that if I'd tried. All right. Okay, so let's go down. Let's gather up some obsidian. What have I got? Okay, I've got my Silk Touch pickaxe. So if we gather up a whole bunch of obsidian, I don't necessarily need to go to the end for that. Maybe enough to make, say, 10 nether portals? What are you doing here? Why are you holding a slime ball, you nutcase? Then if I gather enough to get 10, let's say, or 6 or 7 even nether portals, then that means that we can definitely 100% travel in the nether and not have to explore like many thousands of blocks, because some of these coordinates is like 6,000 by minus 4,000, so it's like 10,000 blocks away, and I don't think my poor little wings, I think they'll give out. I think they'll be like, no, I don't want to go anymore. I'm tired. Can you imagine how tiring it would actually be? Like, have you ever watched... I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've been actually considering turning this into a video because it makes me laugh. Have you ever considered how overpowered, like, Minecraft, I guess, Steve is? Because, like, so first off... Okay, that's deep. That's deep. I'm moving on. First off, he can carry ridiculous amounts of weight. Like, what's the maximum amount of weight that he can carry? I think I've seen a video on that before. I think it's gold blocks. I think gold blocks are like the heaviest thing, and he can carry some absolute metric tonnage of gold blocks. So that's pretty interesting. I should probably have brought a water bucket, and I have, because I have my handy shulker box. Success. Professional Minecraft player. But yeah, he can carry a ridiculous amount. He can run just endlessly. He can walk forever. You know, as long as you give Steve a steak, he will just keep running. He's able to fly. Can you imagine how painful on the core that would be? Having wings attached to your back. Hello, friend. Hello, friend. He's also a marksman. Well, maybe not my guy. My guy might not be a marksman, but he is a marksman. There it is. There it is. Beautiful. Let's make sure I'm not going to get completely destroyed by lava. But yeah, he's like a ridiculous dude. Oh, has Game Theory done one? I tell you what, one of the few times that I've actually ever fanboyed before is I was there's been like a couple, you know. I heard a zombie. But one of the times I was watching a Game Theory video and it was about Minecraft. I can't even remember what the video was. But it was about Minecraft or something along those lines, and he said my name and he talked about my redstone contraptions, and I was like, that's me. That's me. There's another surreal thing that happened to me the other day is so this is very United Kingdom centric, so I'm going to say it quickly. But there is a TV program called Newsround in the UK, all right? And it's like a news show for kids, and I used to love this show so much. Okay, when I was a kid, because I was a strange kid, I used to love the kids news. And I just found it so interesting. I preferred it to any of like the cartoons that were on CBBC, which is the channel that it was on. They actually sent me an email the other day asking if they could use a segment of one of my Minecraft videos in their TV show for Newsround. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be on Newsround. I even said to them, I was like, I used to watch this show all the time when I was a kid. So it's, you know, you get strange things like that. You get strange things like that happening. Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you to the people in the chat who are saying that they watched that. Yes, you absolute legends. I was honestly didn't realize it was still going. So I'm so pleased to see everyone in the chat bigging up Newsround, because I appreciate it. Do you want to know how much I loved Newsround? Looking back, this actually shows how interested I was in making videos back even when I was a kid. I bought a suit. I've got an interesting story to tell about this suit as well. So I bought a blazer from a charity shop. I was like a big kid, so it did actually fit me. It was like an adult blazer, and I was about 8, but I was probably like 5'8" by the time I was 8, so I was kind of set. I don't actually know how tall I was, but I was decently tall. So this blazer fit me, right? And I got a camera set up. I got myself like a little news desk and everything like that, and I recorded my own news show. But I didn't really know the news, obviously, because I'm not a news entity. So I made my own news of what was happening in the street, and that was my news show. Who knows? I might be able to find like an SD card somewhere with that on it. I genuinely, you never know. But then, yeah, the interesting story about this suit is that I remember it very vividly because it had an orange liner. So it was a black blazer with an orange liner on the inside of it. And the reason I remember it so vividly is because I have not been like properly sick, as in like vomited many times in my life. I just, it's been a couple of years since I've last vomited, to be honest with you. Which, I suppose is a good thing. So I'm not someone that is, you get some people who are vomiting like every 3 days, whereas I am definitely not one of those people. And that means that I remember a lot of the times that I have been sick. And one of the times was when I was around about 8 or 9 years old. I did it all the way across my room. I had a wooden floor and it went everywhere and it completely covered this blazer, and I was very upset because it meant that I could no longer make my news round show anymore. That was it. But it's like burned into my head. I hate to say it. It's burned into my head. The image of this blazer just covered in like last night's dinner. But I remember this bright orange liner that was on the inside of it. And I remember looking at this blazer and then looking up at my mum, and my mum shaking her head saying that we couldn't keep it. Like there was no way this was going to wash out, and that was it. The other time, you know what? If we're going to stay on the topic of this sort of thing, by the way, we've got 45 obsidian, which is enough to make. Let's see how fast my math is. Around about 5 nether portals. Okay, let's get 3 more. But another funny experience that I can say on the topic of throwing up in hilarious places is that I was in the car. We were driving along with my mum. This was when I was around about probably 7, and I remember my mum had bought me a Robot Wars, some form of robot. I think it was Robot Wars. I'm almost certain it was Robot Wars magazine that I was reading. And I didn't really read magazines when I was a kid, to be honest with you. We didn't really get magazines when I was a kid. So me having this magazine, especially Robot Wars, I was so excited. So I was reading through it, kind of pushed through the fact that I started feeling really ill, and then suddenly realized very quickly that I was feeling very ill, and it just exploded onto my magazine. And then once again had to look up at my mum. My mum shook her head, said that we couldn't keep the Robot Wars magazine. We had to throw it away, and I was very upset. So there's that. Have I done the maths wrong? Oh yeah, it's 10. It's 10. It's 10. Okay. Sorry guys. We're now 80 minutes into the live stream, so this is when my brain starts to shut off. I can promise you. All right, I can promise you. This is as good as my brain's gonna get. It's all downhill from here, guys. Genuine question is Robot Wars still going? How many of you actually know what Robot Wars is? Because I'll be quite upset if like the younger generations have never heard of Robot Wars before, because that was my childhood. I used to spend all my time like building up definitely was not building robots. I was building things that I like to think were robots. To flipper things. Like I was using elastic bands with cardboard to make like flipping mechanisms so that I could flip over future robots and things. It was like my dream to be on Robot Wars. I had zero experience in building anything robot related, but I thought that I could potentially make something awesome on Robot Wars, and that was like my life's goal. It's the life's goal. It's still going. Fantastic. So glad to hear it. That's actually awesome. That's made my day. Right, okay, so we need to go to minus 400 by 250. Let's do that. So minus 400. I think it might be better if I just run. As soon as I start flying, it's too much for my brain to handle. Having to do coordinates and things, it ends up being a nightmare. So we're gonna run our way there. Huh. What's this then? This looks curious. I don't think that's anything to do with us, but it is on minus 400. Cool. Boom. By 250. So now I think we can engage Elytra. Because I'm just flying in a straight line. If I manage to mess that up, then I've got more problems than I thought. Alright. Let's try our best to build up another portal here. Now I gotta say, I'm a little bit upset because Apparently, they've actually removed bedrock breaking in the latest snapshot. Is that true? I genuinely don't know if that is true or not. And if it is, that will be really upsetting because it is so handy to be able to build things on top of the nether. Just being able to fly and just arrive at the location as opposed to having to... Oh, did I leave? No, I didn't. Genius. Genius. But yeah, just being able to just be on top of the nether, not have to worry about... Because I can hear gas. Listen to that. You don't want to be down there. Who wants to be down there? Nobody wants to be down there. You need to have bedrock breaking machines that allow you to break the bedrock, come up on top, and then you never go beneath. You never go. Ha! To those of you saying flint and steel, ha! Ha 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 ha! I laugh at you. I laugh in your faces. Yeah, you think I'm not a good Minecraft player? I'm a good Minecraft player. Ha! Sorry. I got weirdly aggressive then. I just saw everyone shouting in the chat. Wanted to let them know who's boss. Of course, I'm joking. This is a gravel wonderland, by the way. We've gotten really lucky here. Now, I guess the first thing that I should probably do is I should probably get myself set up with getting this nether portal in the correct location because it's probably not on the exact right coordinates. I would be very surprised if it was. So we're at -3. Yeah, this is like miles off. Whoa, what the? How has that even come about? Whoa, it's so far off. Okay, let's disassemble this because we need to make sure that it links back up. Because if we go back through and we go under the nether, we are in serious trouble. We're not going to be doing well. People are a little bit upset. The people that I blasted because look, you know, you should know this. I'm now actually not the way. I can't imagine playing Minecraft without a shulker box and ender chest system. The fact that I managed to do that for so long in Hermitcraft Season 6 is honestly concerning because now I can't imagine living without it. It's so handy. Like the number of times that you forget something but then you realise that you've kind of semi-remembered it because it's in your ender chest is just the best. You know, like for example, I genuinely did forget a flint and steel until I arrived at the nether portal, but then I remembered I'm not an idiot. I've got it in my ender chest. It's ready to go, so I don't have to worry too much about remembering that sort of thing because that's always the worst in Minecraft. When you forget something, you have to go all the way back. You have to... Oh, it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. Right, okay. So let's try and find where this nether portal is meant to be located then. So it's meant to be at -3284. So that's all the way over here. Right the way over here. It's not that far off, but it's a lot further off than I expected. I was kind of expecting it to be like, say, 10 blocks out by 1994. So that is... here. Right here. Right here. It would be in water, wouldn't it? There we go. We're going to put granite in the corners because I've seen in the chat that that is frustrating people. So obviously I'm going to do it again. I do agree with you, though, that granite is... Okay. What do you reckon is the ugliest block in Minecraft? Because I think granite could be in the list. Granite could definitely make its way into the list. I mean, obviously, Iskall would say diorite, and to be fair, he's not far wrong. However, the new texture of diorite probably isn't that bad if you look at it. Where is it? I saw it. It is over there. It's pretty bad, though, isn't it? It's nicer. Now I'm seeing granite and diorite next to one another. I do think diorite is potentially the slightly worse looking one. But I don't know if it's the worst looking block in the game. Diorite. Everyone's saying diorite. Iskall, your logic has bled into everyone. There's not a single person saying anything other than diorite. You might be right, actually. Bedrock is pretty ugly. Can you imagine if you actually had to build with bedrock? But blimey, though, diorite is like... I feel sorry for everyone who, before Iskall came along, built in diorite, because genuinely I hadn't even given it that much thought before Iskall came along, and then Iskall started being like, Iskall's the worst block in the game. Diorite's the worst block in the game. It's so ugly. Nobody likes building diorite. And then I think that's made everyone think, yeah, you know what? Iskall's actually onto something. Diorite's pretty ugly. That's so funny, because I tell you what, that was not the opinion like a couple years ago. Before Iskall became like the head of propaganda anti-diorite patrol, that was definitely not the case. Anyway, should we give this nether portal a go? I suppose we probably should. And the people who are saying andesite, you guys are on a different planet. Andesite is a great block. I'd put that in like the top 20. I would definitely... Yeah, I would definitely say that the andesite is definitely in the top 20. Sponge is definitely ugly as well. What else is there? Cactus is beautiful. That's a lovely looking block. Let's try this nether portal, shall we? Where is it? Where did I put my nether portal? Oh, I literally went over there. I couldn't remember what I'd gone over there for. It was my nether portal. All right, let's see what's occurring here then. Ah, who's a pro at Minecraft? Who is a pro at Minecraft? And you know what? I'm actually going to take a screenshot again because I can't believe. I'm so confused as to how many people are still watching this live stream. I would have thought people would have realised by now that I don't know what I'm doing. Sweet, we are set. Right, let's start swinging this shovel then. Is this silk touch? Yes. Yes, of course it is. Of course it is. Time to ruin this environment. Time to ruin this landscape. Alright, actually, on the topic of... Because what just went through my head is that the good thing is that no one's going to build in this place because gravel biomes are so ugly. Would you say that gravel biomes are the worst? Like, trying to think of ugly biomes in Minecraft. I'm not necessarily a fan of the Podzol one, but that's probably prettier than the gravel biome. I think maybe just the stone extreme hills. Nah, that's probably slightly better than the gravel ones. I think gravel could be... Yeah, gravel biomes might just be the most ugly of all the biomes. Mushroom. Ha! See? Oh, swamp. Oh, swamp. Oh, yeah, because of the things... The problem is, a gravel biome you can fix, whereas a swamp you cannot fix. I built in a swamp in Hermitcraft Season 3. I remember the number of times I was like, this would be a cool idea. I'll build in grass and I'll put some water streams through it, and it will look like some beautiful vegetative land. Don't even know if that's a word. Vegetative. It's fun to say though. Everyone say it at home right now. Vegetative. It's going to look like some beautiful vegetative land. And then I built it and it's like, it's just a horrible, dark green, horrible mess. A horrendous, dark green, horrible mess with muddy puddle water. I'm not picking up any of this gravel. I have not looked in my inventory for the past 10 minutes. And now Kubo has picked up his squeaky toy. So we could be in for an interesting rest of live stream. I might have to shout to Vicky to take that off him, because that is like the most brutal toy of all time. It's the toy that actually came with him when we picked up Kubo. He came with a little blanket and he came with a little squeaky burger, and that squeaky burger has been the bane of my life. Actually, you know what? It hasn't even been the bane of my life. It's very recently that he has picked it up again. So he did not care about that squeaky burger. You know how dogs are? They get kind of bored of certain things. So they'll play with something madly for like a week and then they won't touch it for like 3 months. And this squeaky burger has been literally just in his toy box. You know, he goes into his toy box and he grabs whatever toy he wants because he's a spoiled little dog. So he'll pick up a toy, he'll walk over to you with it. And normally, you know, it's been a Mumbo mustache. He's really enjoyed those. He's enjoyed Mumbo cubes as well. He seems to enjoy my old merchandise apparently. He's played around with rope frogs, rope teddy bears. You know, he loves his tug of war toys. But that squeaky burger, that stayed firmly in the toy box for probably around about 7 or 8 months. And then I'd say it was probably about last week that I heard it. I was in my office, I was minding my own business. I think I was working on a filming project and I heard a and I remember, like, you know, the whole world just like darkened and my eyes hollowed. I don't know if that's a term. my ears pricked up, and I realised that he had rediscovered the squeaky burger, and this was going to be a week of torture. And so far, it has been a week of torture. It's just been non-stop. Vicky was doing some home workouts earlier, and I could just hear Kubo thinks that when someone's doing anything that involves moving, that means that they're trying to play with him. That's like that's how his brain fires. That's the wavelength that his brain is operating on. So Vicky's doing some bodyweight squats. Kubo's like, she's playing. And then, you know, Vicky's doing some bench press. It's like, she's playing horizontally. And, you know, that's what goes through Kubo's head. So he's going to town, squeaking that toy like a madman for a straight hour. And, you know, I've already gone, you know, partially deaf to it. Oh, he's picked up again. Can you hear it? Let me know if you can hear it, because he's just picked it up. He's just stopped though. In typical dog fashion, he's done the most annoying thing that he could possibly do in the situation. If you want him to be quiet, he'll be quiet. If you want him to be loud, he'll be loud. No, it's gone. Well, whatever. I can definitely hear it. I can't hear it anymore. I'm not hallucinating it. Although I'd say like a couple more weeks of him constantly squeaking, and maybe I will. Maybe I'll start. Oh, did you hear it? No, some people did. Maybe you're lying. Some people might be lying. I don't know. Don't trust anybody. Depends how sensitive the headphones that people are playing on are. If you can hear that squeak, you can probably hear me nervously moving my legs up and down as well. I'm like a huge fidgeter when I'm nervous. It's why I can't... Like, if I did a face cam, people would be so confused as to why I'm, like, vigorously bobbing up and down while I'm live streaming. It's just because I tap my legs constantly. I can't keep myself still while I'm doing this. I think it's also subconsciously to keep my blood flow going so that I don't just, you know, my legs fall off from lack of blood supply for sitting in the same position for so long. It just drops straight off. I heard a squeak. You heard a squeak? Wow. We've got a bunch of bats watching. Some supersonic hearing. I'm trying my best to read through the chat, but it's still not working. Either way, I'm having a lot of fun. We've been going for around about an hour and nearly 40 minutes, which is pretty good going, and I'm still having an absolute whale of a time in terms of it's so nice to chill. It's so nice to chill out and just do some chatting with you, because it's been a long time, you know. It's funny because live streams offer up so much difference between videos in the way that you can interact with the viewers. Like, I know that I'm not necessarily directly interacting with specific viewers. Like, I'm not saying... I was going to give an example. I actually can't read it. I'm not saying Lieutenant Ketchup. I didn't read his message, but I saw that his name was in the chat. So I'm not picking out individual people and chatting to them. But it's still like a nice way to just kind of have fun, chill out, have like a communal gaming event. You know, it's interesting. I do like the balance. It's something that I'd like to do more often, but I just need projects that are like the right level of brain involvement whilst also remaining a little bit interesting. Now, this definitely falls towards the slightly less interesting, slightly less brain involvement end of things. But that's fine, because this was my first live stream back. I just wanted to get back into the swing of things. Now that I've actually done one, I think I would probably like to do, maybe it might even be a good idea to do some live streams of some base building. I'm not sure. I might just do another mega episode. This is me genuinely trying to work out my strategy for how I'm actually going to make content of me building up my base. I mean, I'd be interested to know what you guys would prefer in terms of what you would like to see. Would you like to just see hugely long live streams of me working on the base, a bit like how I did with the perimeter in Hermitcraft Season 6 in the Industrial District, or would you prefer it was in episodes? Or in just one episode? Like, I mean, that is probably the way that I would like to do it, because I really enjoyed the process of making the previous Megasode. I found it so interesting how like a full day's worth of work could be compressed down to 4 minutes of a video. It's like, yeah, I mean, this is what I've done today. I hope you like it. I'll come back tomorrow. Like, I quite like that way of recording. I think that's quite interesting. So maybe I might do more of those. And I've kind of toyed with the idea of doing like a megasode every 10 episodes on Hermitcraft, but I'm due another megasode. I kind of need to do another one because I really want to make progress on my base. You know. Oh, inventory. Thank you, chat. You saved me. You saved me. People saying 1 episode. All right. 1 episode. 1 episode it is. We'll get another megasode on the way. Cool. We are making progress. I'm feeling so good. I'm so happy that we actually managed to find a decent gravel biome, because I was a little bit concerned, because obviously these gravel biomes, they're in high demand. You know, there's not many of them on the server, and most importantly, there's so many people who are building with concrete this season. You know, you've got Exumavoid who's building in like ridiculous amounts of concrete. You've got me who's building in ridiculous amounts of concrete. You've got Impulse SV, who I actually haven't seen his base. I haven't seen his base, but I saw the thumbnail of his base. I almost fell off my chair just from the thumbnail, so I really need to watch that video. Is it mega? Because it looks nuts. It looks like she's totally mega. Like, it looks like it's from a different planet. It looks like it's crash landed from Mars. If Mars was in a different solar system and not the Mars that we know, because there's not much on Mars right now, but like a Mars from a different solar system. That's how crazy it looks. I'm sure some of you will let me know in the chat. Now, a lot of people, whenever I'm live streaming, do tend to request pranks. I like the idea of it. You know, don't get me wrong. I see where you're heading. It would be fun to watch a live prank. Here's the thing, though. It doesn't really work that well in terms of, like, making the videos, because you'll just watch me make the prank, and then the reaction kind of falls flat, and then it's just... Pranks work like a million times better, I think, in video form. Yeah, people are saying that it's mega. It looks mega. Impulse has been doing... You know what? I'm going to do a hermit appreciation speech right here. Okay? Because I'm going to take a moment to say how amazing I think all of the members of the Hermitcraft server are. Like, seriously, I've been trying my best to keep up with the content, but most importantly, just been flying around the server and just seeing the things that people are working on, seeing the bases that people are building, seeing the amount of time that's being put in, seeing how creative people are getting with various different, like... You know, like different play styles and things, and like ways of making videos, editing things, musical stuff. Like, it's been so cool to watch this season kickstart in such like an interesting way. And like all the hermits are doing such a good job of just producing really unique content. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of what everyone on the Hermitcraft server is doing right now, and I'm so proud, because, you know, it's strange. For the longest time, I felt like still I was the new member of Hermitcraft up until around about Hermitcraft Season 5. Now I've definitely transitioned into feeling like I'm one of the old school members. Like, I definitely feel like one of the old guys who's like, you know, back in Hermitcraft Season 2, we never, like, you know... back in Hermitcraft Season 2, we would do this for an episode, and now this and this and this. Like, it's so cool to see how Hermitcraft has kind of progressed as a server, and how the content has changed, and how much effort everyone is putting in, and just how just how cool the server is. I feel so proud to be a member of it. And I'm so glad that all of you are enjoying Hermitcraft content. I mean, I'm assuming everyone who's watching this live stream right now is really enjoying the latest season of Hermitcraft. It definitely feels like it's shaping up to be one of the best seasons yet. It's so difficult to say at the start, like right at the very start of a season, but I'm having so much fun. Like, the variety of projects that are available right now, and also the things that we have planned for the future. Like, you know, there's a few little things, little secret little things that you know, me and a few of the buds on the server have kind of been formulating a few ideas that are bigger and better than ever, which given how ridiculous Hermitcraft Season 6 was in terms of certain projects, there's certain things that might be a little bit wild. We'll have to wait and see how feasible they are, but there's definitely some cool ideas in the pipeline. So yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to continue playing, and just so excited to continue just working on this. And like, it's cool. It's cool. How's my inventory looking? I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to stop, you know, I can feel myself. I'm just, you know, when you're talking about something that you really feel passionately about and you just can't get the words out properly, that's definitely how I function. Like, if I'm telling a story, I'm pretty good at getting my words out, but as soon as I'm passionate about something, I'm like... That was a weird way of describing it. I start just fumbling over my words, basically, because I'm trying to say so much at once. It happens to me all the time. There's like a few topics that I can get onto that if I get onto them, you know, my girlfriend Vicky just kind of looks and goes like, she knows that it's going to set me off in a direction that I'm not going to be able to stop talking. Those topics are cars, specifically classic cars. As soon as somebody asks about any form of classic car, I will go full anorak nerd. I'll be like, well, this is the 1973 model. You can tell because of the slightly different front bumper here. You can see there's different air intakes from the 1972 model, and the rear lights are ever so slightly different due to different regulations brought in that year. You know, I'll go fully like that. The same thing goes for camera equipment. You know, I can talk about camera equipment and lighting and cinematography till I'm blue in the face. I can talk about Minecraft all day long. I can talk about YouTube all day long. I can talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu all day long. There's all this stuff that just floods my brain with yeah, like I can't help myself. I just get so into it. Shovel, 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 shovel. I can read you in the chat. Don't worry. This thing's still got legs. It's still got legs. Don't worry. I would say we've probably got another couple hundred blocks in this thing, so we're going to use it until it's empty. Don't worry, I'm not going to kill it. I have done a few live streams in the past, though, where I've destroyed tools and it's really messed with the flow of the the stream. It's like, oh no. I'm actually really curious. So I just listed off all the things that I'm like deathly passionate about, and I can talk to people all day long about. Are there what sort of things are you? What are, to those of you in the chat? What are your things? You know, are you really, really interested in lawnmowers of different vintage? Are you just absolutely infatuated by 1980s teaspoons? Like, please let me know down in the chat what kind of weird, strange obsessions you have, because as I say, like my obsessions are kind of a little bit varied, but a lot of them are pretty typical. Well, they're not that typical. It's a bit of a strange mix, but a lot of them, like, it's kind of expected that you would be obsessed with them. Like, there's loads of people that are obsessed with classic cars, loads of people who are obsessed with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, loads of people who are obsessed with filmmaking, cameras and cinematography and things, loads of people who are obsessed with Minecraft, clearly by the number of people watching this stream. What sort of things are you really interested in? I saw cello. Cello's a cool one. Biology and diseases, that's useful at this point in time. I'm going to be totally honest, as I want you in my corner. World War I and World War II, love that. Trading cards, Harry Potter, saxophone, writing and gaming, swimming, drawing, that's a good one. Doomsday Bunkers, legend. Once again, handy. I got heavily into a show called Doomsday Preppers before all of this went down, and it's not that I was kind of laughing along with them, but also secretly thinking, oh, that's pretty smart, actually. I should probably get... definitely didn't think to myself, I need to get, like, an underground bunker right now so that I can protect myself and get 7 years' worth of food. I wasn't going that crazy, but I was watching and I was like, is it stupid that I have nothing? I have no things that if things went sideways, I would actually be stuck. That's not the smart mentality. So I really started getting into the idea of potentially just having like a small amount of stuff prepped up, and then everything obviously has gone into isolation lockdown mode. So I'm not going to take resources from people that might potentially need it. But I think after this, I genuinely think that a lot of people will probably be converted to decent level preppers just because of what's happened here and how difficult it's been for some people to get access to certain things that they need. It's been new. It's definitely not anything that I've experienced in my lifetime. And I was speaking to my mum the other day, who is I won't give her exact age, but she's older. She's older than me. Obviously, stupidest statement in the world. When you're trying to be vague about your mum's age, because I don't know if she wants me telling the world how old she is, but saying that she's older than me doesn't exactly say much, does it? Imagine if she wasn't. That would be wild. What a crazy situation that would be. But yeah, and she's never experienced anything like this, so that's crazy. Anyway, I'm going to go back through... Oh, shovel. Thank you, everyone. I thought there was just loads of people who were interested in shovels then. I was like, God, that is a strange hobby. Philosophy. I'm seeing a lot of philosophy. Fair play to you. Fair play. That's cool. Seeing a little bit of guns action. Seeing a little bit of... It's mainly shovel at the minute. Pokemon... Undertale, Minecraft. So there's a few gaming related ones here. Definitely a nerd for psychology. Fair enough. That's so cool. Architecture and boxing. What a wicked mix. You don't like my designs? That's how, that's how I like to imagine. It's like as they're critiquing your design, you just start hearing the sound of tape being wrapped around the fist as you prepare to punch the lights out of the person who's critiquing you. That's hilarious. Radio control, fair enough. Aviation, AC/DC. I don't know if that's the band or if it's the electric wavelengths. I don't know. Basketball, percussion, reading, guitars, chess. I love shovels. Good on you. Drones, table tennis, Apex Legends, biking, horseball. What on earth is horseball? Could somebody explain to me what horseball is? That sounds interesting. When I was around about 15, 16, one of the things that actually... So I'll give you like the full like background of how I got into video making, because it's like the strangest mix. So when I was a kid, I wasn't actually interested in games at all. I was 100% interested in going out. I used to love going out on my bike. Started off as mountain biking, then it went through to BMXing, and then... Yeah, it just went through to BMXing. I didn't actually transition back. I thought about going back to mountain biking because essentially I grew too tall to BMX, realistically, to any like decent level. But then I kind of fell out of love with it by then. My heart was definitely with BMXing. And I still follow BMXing to this day. I still follow a bunch of BMXers on Instagram and everything like that. So I still kind of keep up with what the community's doing, and just seeing what crazy stuff people are doing these days is wild, you know. The tricks that have evolved over the past 13 years is absolutely crazy. But yeah, the way that I got into video making really was I used to BMX. That was like my passion. I was 100% obsessed with it. I was so obsessed with BMXing. I used to read all the magazines when I could. Like I used to have a paper round that I used to use my money from my paper round to buy BMX parts and BMX magazines. This was kind of before the days of YouTube, really. Like there was YouTube, but it was mainly cat videos. For the most part, BMXing videos were posted on Vimeo, which, to be honest, Vimeo still, to this day, has the worst search algorithm ever. So to find videos was like a nightmare. So you used to have to just look on all the BMX brand websites that you really liked and look out for edits that they were posting and videos that they were posting of their favourite riders. And I still, like, some of my favourite riders from back in the day, Chase Hawk, Stefan Lanchner, Cam Hardy, which was a local from near me who just had the coolest, like... smoothest style. Ryan Winterbotham was also a local from near me. Mike Miller, all these people were people that I just used to love. Oh, Mike Aitken. I used to love watching these people ride, right? And most importantly, the way that you consumed the content of BMXing videos was obviously in the form of like BMXing films. Filmmakers used to make these BMXing videos, I guess montages-ish, but they were more films of these BMXing, and it would have like some B-roll and then the tricks and everything. And I just was fascinated by the idea of making those videos. So I bought a camera and I went to the skate park and tried making them myself. Absolutely loved doing that, found it so fun, but then gradually fell out of interests of BMXing. So then I was like, well, I still want to make videos of things, and I started making Call of Duty montages, because that's the transition you were all expecting. And then after a couple of years of doing Call of Duty montages, this game called Minecraft started becoming... It wasn't necessarily popular, but a few people at my school were talking about it, and I just looked at it and I was like, wow, this seems like a really fun game to make videos of. I could definitely just sit down and chat while making Minecraft videos. This seems like a really fun thing to do, and I got really interested in it, and I started making Minecraft videos. And here I am. So that's kind of how that all went. And I guess in a way, like, I've kind of gone back to my roots a little bit with the filming channel stuff, and I've gone back to filming things a little bit like the BMXing videos that I used to do. But that is kind of like how I got into filmmaking, really, and video making. So it's like a weird thing that going from films, trying to make films and BMXing videos and stuff, and things like that, to making Call of Duty montages, to then making Minecraft videos, and then back to making films while also making Minecraft videos. Is like, that is kind of like the storyline of my YouTube experience. I'm really glad that you guys are still keeping me in check with what sort of things that you guys are into, like judo and taekwondo. I can see there, neurology and humanology. Was that photography? Minecraft memes, legend. That's so funny. I tell you what, one of my proudest moments is realizing that actually my YouTube channel logo is in the banner of Dank Memes, r/Dank Memes. I'm there. It literally, that is like a proud moment for me, knowing that my channel has made it to Dank Memes bannerdom. Honestly, that might be more important than hitting 1 million subscribers. Archery, I got big into archery a couple months ago and I had to stop. It might have been about a year ago now, actually. We went to the Philippines, we did some archery. Thought it was good because I was so bad at it. The reason I got into it is because I was embarrassed. I was so bad at archery. I was there with Vicky's family, and Vicky's family, including Vicky, destroyed me. I was pants. I was absolutely terrible, and I was so embarrassed by it that I actually came home from Philippines. This shows how strangely competitive I am. I came home from Philippines. One of the first things that I did is I went straight out, bought an archery set with a target, and then just went out in the garden and just practiced archery solidly for probably around about 2-3 days, and then dipped in and out of it for around about 2 weeks. And then it got to the point where I was kind of pretty happy with where I was. I felt like I was sufficient, and then I stopped, and I haven't done it since. I think when I'm saying these sorts of things out loud, it starts to make it clear to me just how strangely wired my brain is in certain areas. And I said earlier on in the live stream that I don't consider myself to be particularly competitive, but I think that potentially begs to differ. That could potentially, that could signify something slightly different. Clearly, I am actually a little bit on the competitive side. Thank you, Grian. I appreciate you bringing light into my life. Alright, let's get rid of you. Look at this marksmanship. See? I told you. Still good at archery, even though I haven't done it for months. I think I might actually be better. I might be better at Minecraft archery than I am at actual... No, I think I might be better at real life archery than I am at actual Minecraft archery. Goodness me, I got confused on that sentence. I'm better at real... You know what? I give up on it. That sentence is a write-off. We're not going to continue. We will not be continuing with that sentence any further. That reminds me, there's certain words. I don't think I actually struggle to say any words anymore. But do you know, some days, you'll find this if you record videos, you'll run into problems where you just can't say a certain word. Like, you'll record the same clip, what feels like hundreds upon hundreds of times, just trying to get just one word out, and it's always the same word that just completely destroys you. And it's a word that normally you can say just fine, but because you're under pressure of recording, you struggle to say it. That happens to me all the time. I tell you where I really struggle. The one thing that I definitely am not familiar with in the slightest is being on camera while I'm talking. I get really kind of weirded out. I can't be natural. My face just does strange things. My chin starts to stick out. I start talking. I start squinting my face up. You know, I have to work really hard to actually, which sounds crazy. I have to work really hard to be natural while on camera because my default is just to be like just get all my words out as fast as possible with a scrunched up face while sounding in serious pain. That's what I default to. And the one that I struggle most with is just getting any form of technical information out. Like if I have to, for example, if I'm talking about a camera or something like that, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is the dynamic range, this is the codec that it records in, this is the bit rates, blah blah blah. I'm gonna forget everything. Okay, I'm gonna forget everything. Everything's gonna be the opposite way around. I'm gonna say the name of the camera backwards. I'm gonna say my name backwards. I'm gonna be upside down. It's all gonna be flipped sideways. Say the words, who is Joe? Got ya. Who is Joe? It's a mystery. You presented me with a mystery. Now I want to know. I mean, we're talking Joe Hills here because that's an even larger question. Actually, looking back, in terms of... Well, I definitely credit Joe Hills to being... I remember... I'm a proper old school Hermitcraft fan. This is what you need to know. So I was a big fan of the Hermitcraft series before even Hermitcraft... Before I joined Hermitcraft, I used to watch the videos vigorously. And as I'm sure many of you have watched my live streams before will know, I actually did ask to join Hermitcraft and was turned down. And then eventually I got invited to join in Hermitcraft Season 3. So just so you know, asking to join Hermitcraft is not a good way to get onto the Hermitcraft server. We take new people incredibly seriously, We all talk about it. It's quite like a close-knit group. It's a really, really close group. All of us are pretty good friends. So introducing new people into it is kind of like something that we do take quite seriously. So asking to join, sending me emails, tweets, Instagram messages. I've received a few carrier pigeons recently asking to join Hermitcraft. It's unfortunately not the way to do it. The only way to join Hermitcraft is really to just make really good Minecraft content, and then we will find it, we'll see it, and we can kind of go from there. But yeah, I was like an old school fan of Hermitcraft back in the day. And yeah, I remember watching Joe Hills. He did a video on how to make a piston door, I think. And to this day, it's still one of the most surreal and oddest redstone videos I think ever produced. I seem to remember it involved, like, it was a piston door, but it really wasn't a piston door. It like broke the wooden door, gravel fell down from the top. It was just a mess. And that was kind of my introduction to Joe Hills. And to be honest, he's still the same. I would still expect that sort of video from him today. It's just how it goes. He's that is Joe Hills, and they're never changed. But and actually, on the topic of Joe Hills, in Hermitcraft season 3 or Hermitcraft season 2. Hermitcraft season 2. Sorry, I got invited to join Hermitcraft season 2. Of course I did. Hermitcraft Season 2, he built a gigantic Rubik's Cube in my base that was so big, right? Or at least it was big for Hermitcraft Season 2, anyway. Nowadays, we're all building mega builds. Everything's huge on the Hermitcraft server. But in Hermitcraft Season 2, this thing was absolutely enormous. And Rubik's, the company, Rubik's, who make the Rubik's Cubes, actually retweeted my video on it, which I thought was a very big deal at the time, as someone who has never completed a Rubik's Cube. I also got the puzzle completely wrong, because he asked me what square was missing, and I was like, well, I don't know. How am I meant to know? But then many people informed me in the chat that every square of a Rubik's Cube, the center square, because of the way that things rotate, it has to be a different color from, like, they're all different colors. The center square is always a different color. Then no center square matches, basically. Everyone is saying your mama. Joe mama. Brilliant. That is like rampage through the chat. And it took me a little while because I was like, I don't know if it's Joe mama. Is he watching? Is this some kind of super famous person that I don't know about that's watching this live stream? But nope, not at all. It is people making a your mama joke, which should be expected. This is the internet. If anything is ravaging a chat, or people are talking about it, of course it's going to be a your mama joke. It's just how these things go, isn't it? Man, I love the fact... See, this is what I love about live streams and things, is that people still put in the chat things that are like from 10 minutes ago in the conversation, but sometimes you'll catch really interesting ones, like blacksmithing. Someone just put blacksmithing. That's a super cool thing to still be interested in. I wouldn't have the first idea of how you get into that. How do you get into blacksmithing? Do you just put like a piece of metal in the oven and then like start hammering it with a brick and then go, I think this is for me? Or is it like, do you go for like a proper apprenticeship? Because I'm interested how you get into that sort of thing. I've always wondered that about. There's like a few sports that they feel like they like. How do you actually get started on those? One that's always confused me is like base jumping. Like, do you have to jump off the cliff and deploy the parachute and basically base jump to realize whether or not you like base jumping, or is it something that you can gradually transition into? That's definitely an interesting hobby. That sort of stuff does not interest me. I briefly, when I went to Australia back in 2017, I think it was, I went rock climbing out there with my cousins, because my cousins and my aunties and uncles, they all live out there. And I went rock climbing with my cousins, actually in the Blue Mountains, which I've been told I could be wrong here, but I know that Australia had some crazy wildfires last year, maybe even this year. I think it was last year though. It's still summer there, so it could be. It's probably still ongoing. I'm honestly not sure. But yeah, I've heard that actually the Blue Mountains have basically been pretty much wiped out or like burnt completely down, which is really sad because they were such a beautiful place. And there's one thing that I definitely remember from the Blue Mountains, which made me very aware of how high the risk of how high the risk of fire was. Which is, there was a sign as you went into the Blue Mountains that basically told you the fire risk at that time. And it was like a gauge that someone would move. So it was like a gauge, and then it had a needle on it that someone comes by, and they move the needle depending on the risk, depending on how dry it's been or how hot it is or whatever. And the risk started at moderate. If you have a gauge that starts at moderate risk, that's a scary gauge. Like, it never goes, we're fine, no risk. Absolutely fine. No, it starts at this could kick off any second right now. that's like a wild gauge. So that's when I was that really hit home to me how at risk the Blue Mountains are. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure some people in Australia will be able to let me know the state of the Blue Mountains. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm trying my best to read through. Okay, so to answer a few questions that I'm seeing now recurring back in the chat, because it's been a while since I've mentioned the answers to them. So the reason that I'm gathering up the sand and gravel and not using Grian shop is because I just fancy doing it. It's just a way for me to chill out, have some fun, and also I can't afford to buy the amount of sand and gravel that I need for this project. The project that I'm gathering it for is, of course, my mega base, which requires, I think, around about 100,000 concrete. So we need lots. We need tons. So I'm out here, swinging my shovel, doing the good thing. And actually, we might almost be full. We got about 5 more minutes to go of shoveling, and then we have the extremely exciting development in this live stream. The exciting change of content, which is crafting up white concrete and then putting it in a puddle and mining it for hours. Extremely exciting content in Minecraft. Lots of people watching me doing slightly tedious tasks in Minecraft while swinging my shovel and talking like... I don't even know why I'm talking like that, because I kind of adopted a strange accent while I was halfway through that. Extremely exciting Minecraft content. Mining gravel, mining sand, mining concrete that you have converted in a puddle. Mumbo Jumbo, subscribe. That's the trailer for my YouTube channel. The trailer for my YouTube channel. Okay, somebody said it all burned down. Okay, I feel bad for the Blue Mountains. That's sad. Somebody also just said the cringe, which also cuts through me like a knife. You know, sometimes when you're doing something and you're like, if I was doing this alone at home, then that's fine. But then occasionally you forget that, you know, there's a bunch of people watching. There's a ton of people watching. And you're like, oh no, I've started now. Do I continue? I guess it's probably weirder if I just went, mining oh, what was that? That was weird. It came out of nowhere. That was very Robot Wars-esque, wasn't it? That was very Robot Wars-esque. To the people saying the shovel, a bit premature. Tiny bit premature. Checking my inventory, got plenty. Mumbo's going crazy. For those of you saying Mumbo's going crazy, clearly you've never watched one of my live streams. This is what happens. First half hour, everything's smooth, cruising for no bruisings. And then second half hour, not really cruising anymore. Maybe we've got like, you know, we're firing on 3 out of the 4 cylinders. It's a little bit lumpy. And then from 1 hour onwards, we are just, it's just, you know, hands off the wheel. The car goes where it wants. Ain't nobody controlling this train. I mean, it's what happens if you talk to yourself for any decent length of time. You start to go completely insane. You know, we've been streaming now for 2 hours. 2 hours exactly. 2 hours to the dot. You tried talking to yourself constantly for 2 hours. Your brain's gonna go, you know what? I'm gonna make my own entertainment. We're gonna go wild. We're gonna go to the races. To the person who's interested in nuclear chemistry, how do you get into that? Seriously, how do you get into that? Do you perform little nuclear experiments in your bedroom? Because that sounds like a recipe for some serious disaster. I'm curious now. Is it all theoretical? I'm just imagining yeah, that would not be a good situation. Just nuclear things happening in bedrooms. That's not good. That's not good at all. You just come out glowing. Like, oh, that was a good day. It's a fun day. Really enjoyed that. I've now got a fourth arm, but it's all good. It's all good. I've nuclearly mutated, so now that I hover instead of walk, but, you know, this is fine. I'm sure it's healthy. I am trying, and the chat is still talking about the things that you love, and I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, but I'm gonna stop mentioning them now because I feel like I just keep bringing the conversation back to people's joys and passions, and then the chat continues to talk about joys and passions instead of what it should be doing, which is saying things like boring by and doing loads of emojis and spamming about subscribing to my channel because I've been making content for 4 days. You know, all that sort of thing. That's what the chat should be doing instead of actually responding to the stream. I'm joking. That was a terrible representation of what live stream chats can be like. I remember it was a really good day. This is so stupid because it's just come into my head. So, but it's kind of quite sweet in a way as well. Is I remember I had a serious pang of pride. A serious pang of pride when I was just starting out as a YouTuber. Goodness me, this guy he's sorting me out. Oh, he can't keep up. Can't keep up with my skills though. I had a serious pang of pride when I had first started out on YouTube. And I saw, well, I hadn't first started out. I'd probably been making videos for around about 3, 4, maybe even 5, potentially even 6 months. I think I was approaching 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so still a decently small YouTube channel, but I was getting somewhere. I could feel that there was some traction growing. And I remember the amount of pride that I felt when I saw someone was advertising their channel on my channel. I was reading through the comments. You know, normally I would get around about 100, maybe 150 comments on my videos. I could be grossly overstating that. I could have been getting only 10, but it felt like 100 to 150 to me. All right. And I remember, I read one of the comments and it was like, "Hi, I've just started YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel." And I felt very proud. I was like, "You think I'm worthy? You think I'm worthy of advertising your channel on?" Oh, those are the days. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. You know, because it's funny how things still adapt. Like, I don't think of myself as being a big YouTube channel in the slightest. At all. I don't. And yet, I guess, when you look at it on the face of it, YouTube channel is decently large. Decently big. There's bigger ones, but we're getting there. Where on earth am I going? Right, I'm going back to 0, 0, so 0, 0. I haven't left anything. Haven't left anything. But yeah, it's funny. Like, I remember I had this thing. This is a funny, like, a mental thing. Like I had this thought of. And it's so funny to even say it. So I used to look at YouTubers that I really looked up to. One of them at the time, strangely enough, was is this my base? Dude, I seem to have like a compass back to my base at the minute. I don't know what's going on. I literally seem to be able to just find my base out of nowhere. That's the second time that's happened in today's live stream. Has Grian messaged back? No, he hasn't. See, he doesn't even like me. He doesn't even message me when I'm messaging. This looks like my stuff. I think I've just filled that with junk. Yeah, by the way, I'm just going to leave these chests just piling up in my base. They're just going to stay here. But yeah, I remember looking at YouTubers and people on YouTube who I really looked at to. And I remember distinctly thinking, I wonder how it feels to log into that YouTube account. That was what used to go through my head. I was like, I wonder how it feels to log into that YouTube account. Now, let me tell you, as someone who has a decently sized YouTube channel, okay, and if someone looks at my channel and thinks that, feels exactly the same. It doesn't feel any different. There's absolutely no difference between the feeling that I got when I logged into my YouTube account when I had 10 subscribers to now when I have like 5.5 million. It doesn't change. But that is what I thought in my head. Like I used to look at YouTube and I'd be like, I wonder what it feels like to type in that username, knowing that you have that YouTube account and you log in with that user account. Yeah, you know. Just one of those things. I used to think that you would feel. It's a bit like when I was a kid. I used to think that when I turned, say, like, I mean, definitely by the time I was 24, I thought, yeah, I'll be an adult by then. Like, I'll definitely know what's going on. I'll understand everything like all adults do. And now that I'm 24, I don't know what's going on. I have no clue what's going on. I don't know what's doing. Like. I don't know what's going on. I genuinely, you feel like you're gonna have your life worked out when you're a teenager. You're like, by the time I'm this old, I'm gonna know what's happening. I'm gonna understand things. I'm gonna understand the way that the world works. And I'm gonna understand how everything happens, and I'm gonna be able to know what's going on. No. If anything, it just all gets more confusing. You just sat there like, God, there's so much more to think about. I don't know what's happening. Now I have to know about where money goes and what the money's doing and what things are happening and what cars are. Oh, jeez. There's so much to think about, and there's less understanding. I'm sure there's people in the chat who will be able to empathize with that. I mean, I've heard that things don't improve. Like, I still have this naive idea that by the time I'm like, say, 40, it's like surely by 40 years old, I will have been able to sort my life out, and I will know. I will feel like I know what's going on. Nope. Apparently that's not the case. Apparently it's still that. Like, it's the strangest thing knowing that you are suddenly. It doesn't really happen too much to me because obviously I don't have children or anything like that. But even so, you know, you'll be chatting to, say, younger people, and they'll ask you questions, and suddenly you realize, like when I was 14, 15, I used to ask questions to 24-year-olds and 25-year-olds, especially when I was like BMXing and I was down at the skate park and things. You know, they were like the older kids that occasionally I would hang around with, and I used to look at them and be like, they're so grown up, they know what's going on. I would ask them stuff, and like when they answered and when they told me, like that would be like, it's like, okay, they know. Like that's like the authority figure. Well, not the authority figure because that makes it sound weird, but like they know what's going on. They understand. They have the answers to these questions. I can't wait to have the understand. Can't wait to understand how life works like this. I can't wait to have the knowledge that they have. And then you realize when you get to that age, they're just like, well, I don't know. I think this is the answer. I don't know. It's like nobody knows what's going on. And anybody who thinks they know what's going on, I think you have to be more worried about them. The person who says that they've got all the answers and they know that they know exactly what's happening and they have the world all wrapped up in a tiny little bow, you have to be more concerned about them because they probably run in a cult. They're probably running a cult. that would be, you know, and that's what differentiates Dragon Bros. That's what differentiates Dragon Bros and Hermit Challenges from being a cult, is because the leaders don't know what's going on either. So nobody knows what's going on. Exuma has a concrete maker. That's handy. Where is that? That does seem handy. I don't want to break it. Well, I definitely need some bones. So let's run into the shopping district and we'll get that sorted out. Because I'm fair. Oh, actually, hang on. I'll run over to where my villager breeder is. And we'll see what's happening there. Thank you to everyone telling me about the concrete maker though, because I genuinely didn't realize that there was one on the server yet. We have gone into the dark. Can't wait to just... I always get so scared, even though I know for a fact that all the way... So this is often the area that seems to just struggle with chunk loading, but I know there's no lava on the way there, but for some reason through my head, all I can think is, don't go into lava, don't go into lava, don't go into lava. What do you guys think of this place, by the way? I'm actually really proud of this project. You know, I wasn't sure of it while I was in the middle of building it, but I'm a fan. And also, this is almost like a mega build in of itself, isn't it? Because I was chatting to Iskal about it after I had actually made the project. Because it's so funny. You can, like, if you could read the chat between me and Iskal, I think we were actually on a call. Like, I was chatting to him, and I was like, oh, you know, I have this idea for a build. I want to build up my first district on Hermitcraft Season 7, so I'm going to convert my villager area that I currently have that's very loose. I'm going to convert that into like a proper official district. And I'm thinking about doing this thing with some hedges. I don't know if it's going to look good. And I'm thinking about building up this wall. And I reckon I can get all of it done within like 5 or 6 hours, maybe 7 or 8 hours, you know. But I've got all day, so that it will be fine. And this guy just goes, that's not going to take. That's going to take way longer than that. And I was like, no, dude, no, it's fine, it'll be good. 14 hours later, I was like, dude, you couldn't have been more right. I'm filled with regret. But it still looks, it does look cool. It does look cool though. I'm kind of filled with regret, but also not filled with regret. I'm very glad that we decided to work on it, and this feels like the first finished area of my base, which is a bit of a big deal. So that's cool. That's super, super cool. The only thing that I do need to work out is I need to work out how on earth I'm going to light this place up. In hindsight, if I were a smarter man, I'm actually going to put this back into my white shulker box. I don't have my ender chest. I'm probably going to put this... If I were a smarter man when I built it, I probably would have put lights underneath the leaves. Would have been super, super smart. But I didn't think to do that. So we need to come up with a different solution. So please do let me know down in the chat if there's anything that you can think of that would be far more intelligent for me to do. Other than just spamming torches around, which will look very 2011. Goodness me, there's a pencil. He's starting to fight with me, and I'm gonna have to start bringing out my jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna have to put him in a triangle. I don't know. It's clearly been a long stream because I've started picking fights with my pencil. I've started threatening triangles with my pencil. That was one of those things, though. It was being annoying. It's the pencil rolling underneath my keyboard, then I tried to pick up the pencil, but it was underneath the keyboards, and then it went back down on the floor and trapped my finger. It's not on the floor. I'm not recording videos from the floor. My keyboard's not on the floor. Crazy setup. The complete opposite of a standing desk. I've got a lying down desk. What did I come over here for? Can somebody tell me? Oh, no. What did I come here for? What did I come here for, guys? Oh. It was something important. Oh, it was something important. Oh, it was something important. It was something so important, but I can't. Bones! Why did I come here for bones? Bones! Yes! Yeah, my iron farm! Sorry. Yeah, no, it's bones. Yeah, good. Cheers, guys. Thank you, team. Oh. Your iron farm was over... Grian, you babe. Oh, that's very sweet of him. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less, but no, seriously, I appreciate that because I was actually planning on doing that at some point soon. That is quite a lot of iron blocks, isn't it? That is probably enough for us to do... Whoa! How did that happen? That is probably enough for us to do, I would say maybe 3 of the towers. Maybe 3 of the towers. So that's good. That's going to be really, really handy. But we're going to have to do some serious AFKing over here if we actually want to get these towers built, because it would be so frustrating if the bottleneck was iron. So I think I'm going to have to just log in over the next couple of days and just AFK there for like 4 or 5 days. Anyway, we have a decent amount of bone meal here. So that's enough to make, what, each one of these is 8 stacks. So that's okay. And then we can head into the shopping district. We can buy some bones. We can get ourselves sorted there. So then we should actually have, which was not expected. I totally expected not to have enough bones to actually craft up any of the concrete today. But we should have enough stuff to actually craft up a decent quantity of the bones, which is a pretty handy thing. Now, one thing that I will say is that we probably don't right now. So I've kind of, I mean, this amount of sand, that amount of sand. So we're going to end up with 6 double chests, I guess. Around about 6 double chests of sand, of concrete. Is that enough? Probably not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. But we do also have a shulker box that is filled to the brim with white concrete as well, which is back somewhere. Hopefully I haven't lost it. But yeah, Iskal gave me a full shulker box of white concrete, which I really do appreciate. That is there. We also have a little bit of grey concrete, just some white concrete lying around here and there too. So, I don't know. I don't know how many we're going to be able to do. I guess we'll have to play it by ear, but we're not going to be worrying about that at all today. Anyway, is Exuma Void online? I really don't want to spoil anything over by his base, because that would be... It'll be a scumbag move. It'll be a scumbag move, but I do want to see where his concrete maker is, because I hadn't actually realised he had a concrete maker. Now, I have left all of my stuff behind. There's the legitimate pink sheep, by the way. He is a legitimate pink sheep. He is a naturally spawning pink sheep, so that's a pretty big deal. He's the emblem. He's the ray of sunshine of the Hermitcraft server, some would say. But yeah, is his concrete maker somewhere over here? Oh my goodness, I really don't want to fall into anything. After the experience of the gold farm, I do not want to fall into anything. I'm assuming that's his squid farm, which is pretty sweet. I really hope I'm not spoiling anything. This is the risk of live streams. If I spoil something, just tell me in the chat, and then I'll look down and out. And we will not use the concrete maker. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. I like this walkway, though. I really like the vines. This feels like a really nice place. I love the block palette. Does he still have my... Yeah, buddy! My little care package. My little care package is still flying in. Lovely. That's cool. Okay, so whereabouts is it? Oh, try my best to read through the chat. Glowing villager. Oh, what? You're not spoiling. Okay, that's good. Not at all spoil. I just don't know where to go because I haven't actually seen this concrete maker. This is not something that I've seen him do. I love the look of his base though. It's so cool, isn't it? I love these honey farms. This is like a super industrial feeling area. What blocks does he use there? Is that wool? Oh, cool. Does Iskal have a concrete maker? That does feel like something that Iskal would do, and I can imagine where that is. Should we fly over there? I might fly over there, and as long as Iskal hasn't done, I'll send him a message. I'll send him a message quick. Message has been sent. It's by the ocean. Whoa. There's some crazy builds around here. I think I've actually seen this before, but I hadn't noticed it. Oh no. Can you hear that? Kubo's found the squeaky toy again. Man, this is fun though. It is fun just looking around people's bases. Just snooping. Just seeing what people... I mean, oh gosh. Well, I'm going to leave Exuma Void Space. There is a chance. There is a chance. I feel bad. I warned you. You all told me to go towards Exuma Void Space for concrete, and you were all saying that there's no spoilers over there, and then I go over there, and apparently I've spoiled something, and I really do apologise to Exuma Void. You know what? I think there is a chance that we might have to do this manually, because there's no way that I'm going to go snooping around anymore, because I don't want to spoil anything. I really don't want to spoil any of his builds, and I feel bad if that is the case, and I have actually spoiled something. That would be a real shame. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to read through what you're telling me to go, but you're not. Oh my goodness. Just look around the ocean. What does he mean, spotlights in the villagers' eyes? Oh gosh. No, I don't know what to think, because people are saying that I haven't spoiled anything. People are saying that I haven't spoiled anything. Oh, what? Okay, all right. Let's go back then. Apparently, people were joking. This is what I get. I try and be the good guy. I try and ask the chat to be honest and tell me if I'm spoiling anything, because I don't want to spoil any content or by the other hermits or anything like that. And what do you do? What do you do? Oh, yeah. You come along and you I don't even know what you do to me. What would that be called? Okay, so apparently it's near the ocean. So let's go over by the ocean. Alright, so I'm now out by the ocean. No, I'm not. This is not the ocean. There is a beacon. I've got myself so lost. This looks... Woo! Hello? Oh, mate, this looks a little bit too confusing to use. I don't want to break anything. Whoa. Okay. Well, I mean, so Exuma Void has got himself set up with one of these. I definitely need to get myself set up with one of these as well, because these automatic concrete makers are awesome. This design is wild. I've not seen one that looks like this before. I just want to take a quick look around. So it looks like it does strip. It looks like it does... Whoa. I mean, that seems... That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of all of what is happening here. I don't want to break anything. Yeah, I mean, it does. It definitely looks like an Il Mango design. A few people are saying that it's an Il Mango design. I mean, I could just switch it on, but it's full of concrete. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to start messing with Exuma Void's concrete. I don't want to do anything that we could potentially mess up his system. So I guess. I mean, I don't necessarily... How about this? I don't necessarily have to craft up all of the concrete in today's live stream. I can craft up all of the white powdered concrete and things, and then maybe in my Hermitcraft episode I can actually work on building up a concrete destroying facility and things, because that would probably be a smart idea. As, yeah, they're like concrete destruction. I will show you how long... how about this? I will do one set of concrete, just so you can see... Like, just so you can get a feel for how long it would take to do however many thousand I need to do. And then, yeah, I think definitely, my time would be better spent actually working on actually building up some form of concrete breaker type thing. But having looked at my supplies, I definitely think we need a little bit more stuff. So I might have to go out resource gathering once again in a second. But I'm sure there's a few things that we can do kind of dotted around before we start running back to that sort of thing. Because, you know, I mean, I've been really enjoying mining all the stuff. I'm not even going to say that I haven't been enjoying it because it's been tons of fun. This is literally my dream is just building up, just doing like monotonous tasks that are really repetitive. It's strange because I like to automate everything, but I also quite like the process of gathering resources as well. So I'm like a bit of a strange person in that regard. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. What do I not need? Man, all of this stuff's quite important. We'll put a shulker box in there for now. 1, 2, white concrete, and white concrete. Now, as I say, I'm just going to do just a couple. I feel like if I didn't make any white concrete in today's live stream, then I feel like I would be a massive letdown. So let's just get this party started. Now, I am very glad that we're not actually having to do this in the live stream, because now that I think about it, I can't think of anything more uninteresting that I could possibly be doing. This is like a great time. This is when I will do this and I will put a video on, like from YouTube or something like that. Make sure it's like 20 minutes long. My current go-to for this sort of thing is VFX Artists React and the Stuntmen React by Corridor Digital. I am like an old school fan of Corridor Digital. Don't worry, I'm not going to be doing this for a long time. Alright, I'm just going to be doing... Oh, ZF, I hope you're okay, dude. Yeah, I'm going to do this for like 5 minutes, then we're going to go exploring again. I just really want to get a little bit of white concrete. So we're going to do like 8 stacks. But I'm like an old school fan of Corridor Digital. In fact, if you go... Oh, man. What am I thinking? I'm thinking... What am I... I remember... So Corridor Digital, they made the Minecraft in real life videos. Can somebody look up when Corridor Digital made the Minecraft in real life videos? Because it's got to be 2011, 2012, maybe, with the cardboard guys and everything like that. So I watched them back then, and then I watched them throughout with dubstep guns, all that sort of stuff, and then even all of their new stuff too. I know I've just named like a bunch of really old videos, but I still kind of keep up with them. I love that era of YouTube. YouTube went through like an era back in that time where it was like Freddie W and Corridor Digital were some of the what are people putting F in the chat for? What's happened? But yeah, like YouTube went through like an era back in 2011, 2012 with Freddie W and Corridor Digital and all these special effects channels that were like, their videos were huge. You remember them. Like the YouTube, everyone on YouTube would know when there was a new Freddie W video or there was a new Corridor Digital video, because YouTube would literally be spamming it to everyone in all their recommended feeds. Like, look at this video that's been made by these guys. And I kind of have a lot of nostalgia for that time in Minecraft on YouTube, because they were really cool videos that were being pushed to the forefront of YouTube. And now that seems to be a little like that style of content. It just doesn't seem to make its way. 2011, cool. It just doesn't seem to make its way into recommended videos anymore. Like it seems to be a lot of, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's been all sorts of eras. I guess like one of the biggest eras for YouTube was back in like 2013 to 2015, which was the Minecraft gaming era. I mean, I remember that. Like, YouTube literally turned, it felt like overnight, into suddenly just a gaming network. Like, it's suddenly every single video pretty much that came out was just a gaming video. Or at least every single video that got recommended to you. Like, you would be watching something totally unrelated to gaming, and then suddenly every single response would be gaming related. Anyway, I think that's enough mining concrete for today. I'm gonna make an automated maker. There's no way that I'm doing that manually. That is the most soul destroying thing. Look, we did 6 stacks, guys. That's how far we got. 6 stacks. And I'm proud of us. You know, I'm proud of us. I feel like we did good. Now, we definitely do need more sand and gravel. But first, I think I'm actually just going to pop into the shopping district. And I'm going to buy a few things that I need. In fact, why don't we... Whoa! My goodness! Whoa. Did you hear that? Kubo started going crazy. Apparently there's someone at the door. Oh my goodness. I'm curious as to what this is. I might have to check this out. Right, give me just 2 seconds. Kubo's going crazy. Somebody's just arrived at the door. And he's still going crazy. Goodness gracious me. 2 seconds are over. Yeah, I know. That's an English 2 seconds. That's like a phrase. It's like, you know, I'll be 2 seconds. 15 minutes later, they come back. But yeah, we need to run to the shopping district because there's a few things that I need to buy. I'm genuinely curious. Where is my diamonds? Should I let Kubo in? I'm going to let Kubo in quickly. Kubo. Dude. Come on, dude. Come on. Hey, bud. It's all right. You're stressing. He's stressing out. The thing is, as soon as somebody comes to the door and yeah, as soon as somebody comes to the door, he thinks that they're coming for him. And he thinks that they're basically here to play with him. So like if it's a delivery person or anything like that that's obviously not coming into the house, he's like, "What? They came to the house and they didn't see me? I don't understand why they came to the house then. Why did they come to that?" And he gets upset. So now he's gonna be frantic for the next like 10 minutes. I think he's about 10 months old now. We've had Kubo for around about 10 months. And actually, this is a strange thing to me. So it is now April the 8th. We moved into this house on April the 18th last year. What? The year has gone so fast. It's so strange. I still feel like I'm brand new here. I still get lost in the area that I've now just moved into. So I don't know what's going on. It's crazy how fast this year has gone. It's been totally manic. Is anyone else feeling that? Does it feel like time is traveling a lot faster at the minute? Because it feels like time's traveling faster for me. Obviously not right now. Right now, with everything that's going on, time is traveling extremely slowly. But with yeah, it's been like a crazy year. It's been an absolutely manic year. Anyway, I wanted to check up on how some of the shops are doing, and also, now I always wondered, is Bone Zone a shop? No, it definitely isn't. It definitely isn't. It looks like a game. Okay, so what do we need? We could potentially need some emeralds. How much do emeralds cost? 2 diamonds per emerald stack. Not actually the worst deal in the world. So that's pretty good. Okay. Now, there was a thing that I needed. Oh, yeah, bones. I want to make sure that I'm just fully kitted out with bones so that nobody can come along and buy a whole ton of bones and then have me stuck on this project. So this guy's holding a bone. Even though he's got a squid head or a spider head, he's holding a bone. I just tried to open a composter, which is a bit embarrassing. 1 diamond equals 3 stacks. That's a deal and a half. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So wait, how many did I get there? 1. So that's 1 diamond, 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds, 4 diamonds, and then I'm gonna need an end chest because I need to pay for all my other diamonds. Oh my goodness. I might have gone overboard. You know, that seems dangerous. Goodness me. Oh, we're on a mushroom. We don't have to worry. Okay, good. I'm just checking in as the Hermit Patrol. That's that. So how many have I paid for so far? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna lose count. And everyone, no one is going to give me the correct answer in the chat. No one. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need one extra one. Cool. Okay, so we are now geared up. We are now ready. We have got pretty much all the dye that we need. We have a decent quantity of a lot of the resources that I guess we need. I do feel like we maybe should put up something. I mean, oh, I've just thought of something. Okay, there's a few things that I really need to do. There's a few quick things that I need to do. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna put this quickly back into my ender chest. But then there's a few bits that I definitely need to quickly attend to, because there's like small little things that I keep forgetting about that I definitely should do. And this has definitely gone through the wrong nether portal. Definitely gone the wrong way there. But yeah, there's like a few little small tasks that I think I should work on before I potentially go back to doing more sand and gravel mining. So let's see. The first one that I need to do is we need to actually do some nether portal stuff. Now, is my obsidian... Where is my obsidian? There it is. Okay, cool. So I need to find out where exactly the nether portal for my villager district is going to go. Because as you know, I built up the villager district in the previous episode of Hermitcraft. And then I did everything. And I was so pleased with the end result. The problem is that by the end of recording that video, I'd spent so long on it that I was actually pretty exhausted. Totally forgot that one of the main things that I wanted to do was I wanted to... Oh, don't worry. I will buy a ticket at Iskall shop. I am going to buy a ticket at Iskall shop because I feel like that would be good fun. But yeah, one of the things that I actually totally forgot to do was actually connect it up to the nether. So let's try and find out the coordinates of where this nether portal is going to go. And then we can go from there. How has this live stream got 71,000 likes? What on earth? If you haven't already, I mean, let's see. I'm going to issue a challenge. And I'm just curious to see what happens here because, honestly, I don't know. If I were to ask you guys to like the live stream, would you? I mean, there's 100,000 people watching right now. If you were to like the live stream, would you do that? I mean, I just want to see if we can make it go up. Does that thing update in real time? What happens here? Nobody knows what's happened. Also, I've still got my... Oh, that means I'm technically open to a challenge. I should probably pick that up. I wouldn't want anyone coming by and challenge me out the blue. That would be bad news. That would not be good. So does it update in real time? I really don't know. I can't tell. Some people are saying they see 67,000. Oh, whoa! It just jumped to 100,000. What on earth, you nutcases? That's mad. It went from 72,000 to 100,000 likes. Come on, now we're not messing around. That's nuts. I'm actually in shock about that. Well, I was not expecting that many people to get involved and hit that like button, so thank you. Sweet. Sweet. In the process of doing that, I've totally forgotten what I was doing. Nether portal is what I was doing. This is what happens when you start getting this far into a live stream, is that everything starts blurring into one. You're just like, I don't know, what planet am I on? What's happening here? What am I doing? I'm standing in a campfire, right? Let's get rid of the Hermitcraft, the Hermit challenges burn sticks, because otherwise, as I say, we could be challenged, and that would not be good. Mid live stream, bit of Hermit challenges action. Crikey. Right, 1, 2, 3. Let's do a proper 3x3 nether portal here. Boom. 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 I haven't actually given myself enough. Haven't given myself enough obsidian to make a nether portal on the other side. Haven't given myself enough to actually make one in the nether. But this seems like a good place to construct it. It definitely means that we will be able to... Oh yeah, I have. Look, I've got a bunch here. I didn't realise I'd only taken out half a stack. So that's that. And it means that we'll be able to easily transport villagers from this area over to my base as well, which is going to be a huge plus because transporting villagers like any distance by minecart rail or by boat, like by boat seems to be my go-to. Have fun. Have fun with that. Seriously, it's like they're actively trying not to go in the direction that you were trying to go in. You know, it's like they're actively. They're not even. Villagers, just villagers. I think that is actually a quote, a direct quote from my most frustrating things in Minecraft video. Villagers, just villagers. Yeah, I understand that Scar's Kaguma needs to be fixed. You see, here's the deal. All right, and I've spoken to Scar about this. Okay, is that unfortunately, I don't know if we can provide spare, because the issue with Scar's Kaguma is that he has lost the keys to his Kaguma, which, in my opinion, right, is not a problem with the Kaguma. It's a problem with Scar. But here's the problem, right? I can't just create another set of keys to his Kaguma, so we're gonna have to build him another Kaguma. All right, so that Kaguma is now out of action. We're gonna have to build him another separate Kaguma because that's how secure these things are. You know, nobody knows what the key is. All right, so we're going to have to build him another Kaguma, and hopefully he doesn't lose the keys to that one, because then he's going to end up with a third Kaguma, and who needs 3 Kagumas? Okay? So as I say, it's you know, it's unfortunate what's happened, but that's the way it is. We're going to have to provide him with another Kaguma, which I'm sure he'll be happy with, because they are obviously fantastic products, and I'm sure he'll be chuffed to bits. And I am looking to expand the range of Kagumas as well, and potentially bring more Hermits into the mix as well, so that we can get more Kagumas throughout the server, so that we can protect everyone's resources from Grian. Although Grian has not been taking anyone's resources this season, so they're a little bit redundant. But don't tell anyone that, because I've invested my life savings in the Kaguma brand. To those of you saying that I should message Grian, I've actually already messaged Grian, and he's not messaged back. So now I'm feeling like a little lonely girlfriend. Right, what are we thinking? Nether portal, obsidian. I'm glad that Kubo has chilled just a tiny bit now. So let's get this thing linked up. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 51 minutes. It's cool. I'm feeling fresh. My throat is starting to get a little bit, you know, starting to get a little bit. Oh, I didn't take the coordinates. Now, you can tell that I've been streaming for 2 hours and 51 minutes. You can tell. It's very obvious. Did anyone see the coordinates? No, nobody saw the coordinates. I don't think I had F3 up. Starting fights with my pencil again. Right, so let's fly back over there real quick. Grab the coordinates, write them down in a notebook. All right, and then we'll be good. Now, to those of you who are saying Grian shop, I've gone through this about 15 times. I apologize to the people who have been watching this stream for the entire time, who are like, you're like a broken record, you keep saying the same stuff. The problem is, when you have so many people joining a stream, like the number of new people that are here that think that they're saying something new is quite high. Okay, and that means that you end up with people repeating stuff quite a bit. So a lot of people are saying Grian shop. I'm not using Grian shop simply because I just want to get the sand myself. I need so much sand and so much gravel that I don't think I would be able to afford to buy it, to be honest with you, because I need around about, I think I need around about 80,000, some stupid number. So that's a lot. That's a lot. And also, I enjoy, sometimes it's nice to just enjoy the simple things in Minecraft. You know, it's nice to just sit back, relax, enjoy the process of just gradually gathering sand and gravel. One thing that I'm not going to enjoy, though, is the conversion of the sand and gravel to the actual hardened concrete. But don't worry, I am actually going to get set up with some form of concrete maker. I think you guys are right. I think it would be so stupid for me to just make the concrete like manually. That would be a ridiculous thing for me to do. It would take me hours. It would be so mind-numbingly boring. So I think it would be much more fun to build up some form of actual setup. Anyway, here we are. So minus 1,950 1959 minus 1959 divided by 8 is minus 244. And 897 divided by 8 is 112. It's actually further away than I thought. So minus 244. 112? Is it really that far? It's not that way. Cool, that's that. Okay, and then 244 is... I've actually managed to bring my flint and steel this time because I genuinely thought I'd left that behind because I don't have an ender chest. And I've got my obsidian, which for a second there I didn't think I'd brought. Brilliant, we are set and ready. Minus 244. Right, this should all link up quite nicely. Cool. And cool. And I have so much confidence that as soon as I pop through, I'm going to grab a sign and we're going to label this thing because otherwise it's just going to be another one of those portals that nobody knows what it does. There's actually not that many of those on Hermitcraft Season 7, but, you know, back in the day, in earlier seasons of Hermitcraft, I was guilty of it as well. You know, you just chuck hermits, you just chuck portals down and not label them and then just expect people to know what they were. It wasn't so good. Right, okay, so one thing that we definitely need to do is I'm definitely going to have to connect this thing. I'm definitely going to have to get this signed and also ghast proof. All right, because I don't want to be the one who causes a ghast spawn. Right, do I have signs in here? No, not really. That's one. I do have a jungle sign, but that's not very pretty. Do I really not have a crafting bench around here? That's one thing that no matter what I do, I always seem to lack crafting benches in my builds. Like I'm always just like struggling with crafting benches. I never have them smartly placed down. I really need to learn the art of that because I feel like that's part of being a really good Minecraft player. Right, let's chuck these back into the old ender chest. What a revolution that has been. Also, you may notice I still have Ren the Kid's head. I still have that. I really need to barter with Cleo about how much that's worth because I know that at the head games, you know, things are hotting up. So I need to make sure that at least I cash in my only head because I haven't exactly been doing particularly brilliantly at the whole head games thing. Anyway, let's go. Mumbo, Baggins, Big, Iron, Farm. Cool. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm a total moron. I forgot the gas proofing. Let's get that done. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And, oh, by the way, the reason why I didn't pick up the one sign that was in my handy items box is because I always like to leave one item left in there. A, in case I'm in a real pinch and I really need it. But more importantly, B, to remind me of what item actually goes in that section. So, for example, like if I chuck this down, you can see that there's like one bone meal there. That's so I know that there's 2 slots of bone meal. Otherwise, I might fill it with something else. And that is not what I want. So that is a little bit of shulker box logic for you. So you'll see with this one, for example, look, a bunch of single items. It's because I know that they are specifically for specific things. Specifically for specific things. Right, let's give this one the real proper treatment. My actual nether portal, cobblestone. This one, because it's a fancy nether portal, it's going to get stone bricks. It's going to get stone bricks. Fancy, fancy stone bricks. And in we go. And up we go. Great. Success. Do we fill in the corners? Yeah, why not? And let's just really go to town on this one. Whoa! What a portal! What a portal! No, but seriously, that's a pretty good nether portal. Okay, so we're now set. We've got another portal which connects us up to the villagers. That's brilliant. And obviously I have my nether portal over there, which is over to my base. So now things are considerably easier. We'll be able to transport villagers to and from my base quite easily. I don't know how often we're going to need to do that, but who knows? Villagers are one of those things that are incredibly useful. And I find myself going over to this district lots, like tons upon tons upon tons. It's probably my most visited area from the Hobbit hole because it's just where most of my useful stuff is. Anyway, we have been streaming for 2 hours, 59 minutes and 30 seconds. I feel like we should probably wrap it up on the 3-hour mark. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you ever so much to everyone who joined me. I can't believe how many people were watching at once. That's so stupid. It's like 100 and I think we peaked at around about 122,000 people watching at once. But we've stayed a consistent 100,000. Like it's been dipping and going up and above 100 between like 95 to 105,000 for like the past 2.5 hours. That's so mad. Did I leave the gate open? Let's leave okay, fine. I'll close the gate and then we'll close the stream. How's that? That sounds like a deal? That sounds like a deal? Okay, yeah, I did leave the gate open. These guys, by the way, they aren't doing anything. I don't know what they're up to. I don't know where they've come from, but they've just arrived. But yeah, it's been a blast. Thank you ever so much for the support, team. You're the best. Thank you for the support on Hermitcraft Season 7. It's so mind-blowing. I'm just glad to see that all the hard work that is going into the videos is being enjoyed by plenty of people, and people are really getting into it. It's cool. It's cool. You guys are cool. Am I cool? I don't know. I'm not going to call myself cool. That would sound strange. I know it's 3 hours in, but my brain hasn't gone that far out of whack just yet. Anyway, really do hope that you've enjoyed this live stream. I hope to do more of these things in the future. Let me know what sort of thing you would like to see in live streams in the future. That would be much appreciated. Let's wrap this baby up. See ya.